Well, hello there, and welcome to the Heed Army podcast. We're actually on camera there. I didn't realise we were on, but Mark, do you want to give a wave? No, he doesn't. Here we are. Welcome to Gateshead FC. Welcome to the Heed Army podcast. This is full match commentary of Gateshead versus Dagenham and Redbridge. Of course, a game that could see Gateshead get themselves out of the relegation zone with a point if results go their way, but 3 points would be better. And that is what we're hoping for here this afternoon. But we're not. A rose-tinted commentary here. If you're a Dagenham and Redbridge fan, we'll give you your say as well. You can tweet us and message us, and we'll be able to bring that up on screen throughout the commentary. So please do join in with us, and it'll be great. We're just going to take the camera off us because you don't want to see our mugs. Mark, an important week, very important week. But as I say, every game's important at the minute, but especially last weekend's result should stand them in good stead for tonight.
Well, I would argue that the last, the current 10-day period they're in from, Saturday through to Tuesday, because, next Tuesday, back here again for Yeovil at home, which is another massive game. And then obviously, as you've hinted out there, Saturday with Barnet here in the FA Trophy semi-final. Now, it's a big ask, but if Gateshead can make it 4 wins in a row by the end of that run, they're at Wembley and probably having a very good chance of staying up. So it's a huge period, it's a huge opportunity. But this Dagenham Redbridge side is a very good side. Maybe haven't hit the levels I thought they would this season, I've got to be honest. But they have a lot of threat in there. They have a lot of experience. They have some very good players, and this is a very dangerous game for Gateshead.
It certainly is. And Gateshead have a strong side out tonight. I'll quickly go through the lineup. Philip Marshall in goal, Robbie Tinkler, Louis Story, Ethan Pye. Connor Panny will be playing left back tonight. He has been playing left wing back, but it looks like a back four tonight. Midfielders Dan Ward, Callum Whelan, Ed Francis, Greg Ollie, the captain, Stephen Byrne, and Marcus Denanga. At the moment, Camille Conter is travelling back from international duty. So he was on for their 4-0 win on Sunday evening. So good to see that he came through that unscathed. And we'll be back and available for selection on Saturday, all being well. On the Gateshead benches, James Montgomery, Adam Campbell, Aaron Martin, Carl Magnay, and Ollie Thompson. And just looking at the starting lineup, maybe one eye slightly on Saturday. We've got a lot of players that are cup tied. Of course, Ed Francis, Callum Whelan, Marcus Denanga, and Stephen Werner can't play on Saturday. So you've got Adam Campbell, Aaron Martin on the bench for attacking things there. I think a sensible move, to be honest.
Well, it's a balancing act, but I think what Mike Williamson will probably tell you, and Ian Watson will probably tell you, is they put out a team they think will win this game. That's all they'll be thinking of. They'll not be thinking of Saturday. I wouldn't imagine so anyway. They're always very much, you've probably heard it more than I have.
Yeah.
They're very much next game focused, next training session focused. It's never, what we're going to do after this game. It's always, let's focus on what's ahead of us. So I look at that team, and I think it's a team they've put out that they think can win the game. We shouldn't probably rule out the fact Carl Magnay could come in on Saturday as well.
Yeah.
A bit of experience.
It looks as though Mike Williamson will not be available though for Saturday. He is on crutches this evening. So I don't know if something's happened in training. You would kind of figure in the time scale, if he's on crutches tonight, you wouldn't hazard a guess he probably won't be playing any part on Saturday. I'll quickly go through the Dagenham Redbridge side. It's just Strizovich. I think that's how we're going to pronounce that. Strizovich?
I'd say Strizovich.
Strizovich. Oh, there we go. Mark's must have been at the Eastern Bloc. I need to work on my itches there. Josh Hare. It is Manny Honoresi and Ion Effiong. Mo Sagaf, should I say there. George Sanders, Harry Phipps, Sam Ling, Mario Vilhet, and as Jay Bird is the starting line of Angelo Bolanta, who I was a big fan of, and I can't remember who he was playing for the last time we played against him.
Boreham Wood.
It was Boreham Wood, yeah. He's a very good player, and I'm glad to see him on the bench, if I'm honest. David Long King, Jack Dixon, Frankie Franz, and Sydney Eby is on the bench for Dagenham Redbridge. And that's a hell of a name, that Frankie Franz. It sounds like a gangster, Mark.
It does.
It does. See it in the gangster
you
film,
also, and I don't like pointing out errors that you made, but I will do it. You missed the captain. You missed Matt Robinson.
Did I miss Matt Robinson? Sorry. Apologies, everybody, but especially the Robinson family. So there we go. That is what it is. We will be joining National League TV streaming service soon. They'll be carrying our feed soon, so we might be saying a few things towards them. If you're thinking why we're maybe not talking to yous, but we will be. We're talking to everybody. Don't worry. You're the important ones.
All inclusive, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We're all inclusive, but before the National League Stream TV service comes on, you're the important ones there. So we've got a few people there. Come on, Heed was there. Thank you. That's come on there from Paul Hodgson. You can't do as Paul done. I'll quickly put the message up on the screen. We are going to be going to the press conference tomorrow to get some interviews and footage of the press conference, of course, ahead of the big game. And on Thursday, we are doing the Heed Army podcast live as ever. And we're hoping to have maybe a player or member of staff on the show with us as well. So it looks like it might even be an hour and a half show on Thursday evening from 8 p.m. So if you'd like to join us, please do. We'll be advertising it all over the place on social media. And if you could just give us a little retweet, that would really help, because at the moment, Mark, the club, I know tonight's the main focus, but Saturday, it's a big game. The club's in overdrive to push ticket sales at the moment. It's all over social media, and over 1,300 sold at the moment, I think was the last count that was officially put out. Hopefully we can get well over 2,000 towards 3,000 in here.
Two other fixtures. You've got Sunderland away at Burnley on Friday night. You've got Newcastle United playing Sunday. I know this is a game for the borough of Gateshead and the people in Gateshead, but it would be nice to have some support from supporters of both of those clubs and get them down here to get the attendance and swell the coffers a bit. However, this first and foremost is about Gateshead. It's a big occasion. It's the biggest occasion since we sat at Chorley last year when the league title was won.
Yeah.
It's a huge one. It's only once the club's been to Wembley, and the thought of sitting here at 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, no doubt with you in tears, me having to fill because we're going to Wembley together, would be something remarkable.
It certainly would. And as I say, we both myself and Mark, we love to do the commentary. It's a massive honour. It's something we're proud of. But in all honesty, we'd love to have you here with us in the stand. That is what it is all about. I'll be saying this a few times throughout commentary, when other people join, and also for the National League TV streaming service as well, because we've seen people. There's someone coming via Dublin on, I think it might be Ginger Joe. I might be wrong. West Peterborough branch. There's someone. People are making their trip up from. I think I've seen someone from Dorset. I think I've seen as well online. So people are really trying here, and
that's not that far though.
It's not really, but
down the road.
But if you're in the gated area, Tyneside, please come along and support us. It's we've talked about it so many times. This club, it has done something really special in a short space of time with such a low budget compared to the people they're up against in this league and around us. Even in the league below, we were probably not on the same playing field. But the club managed to get up with local players, and hopefully we can have local people around here supporting us to see the lads get there.
If I can make a quick point, I know Mike and Busted, and there's been a little bit of flack flying around at times this season after games. If they keep Gateshead up this year, they deserve to be classed as manager of the season as a pair, because they come as a pair. It's remarkable the budget they're working with. They put it to good use. They've had to deal with horrendous injuries. If they stay up the season, it's a miracle, genuinely.
Yeah.
And the fact that they are where they are is a miracle in itself. But I think the two of them, you shouldn't underestimate just how well they've done with this squad and what they've done with the budget.
And they're still very young in their managerial career as well. That they're still learning and adapting. And last year it was something special, something to be cherished, and will always be remembered. But as you say, if they can stay up this season with a majority of the squad from last year, local lads, let's not forget, yes, they've had to bring in replacements for players that left in the summer. It was always going to happen. Doesn't matter what team that gets promoted, they always bring in reinforcements or lose players for whatever reason. But they've tried to do it the same way, play their brand of football, bring in the same type of players that are hungry and want to play football for the managers, because ultimately, if they don't play the brand that they want, they're not on the side.
Dave, I'll be honest. I think if they stay up this season, which I'll be honest, I think they will, I think it's a bigger achievement to win the league last year.
Yeah, especially when
if they get to Wembley.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you look at it could be just dreamland. Of course, it's ifs and buts, but they're in with a chance. And of course, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of players that won't be available on Saturday, but we'll have a little dance away from Saturday for now and concentrate on tonight. And this is a game that could see Gateshead rise out of the relegation zone in the National League. And just before we go any further, I'll quickly play a message from our sponsors because without them we wouldn't be able to broadcast like this. And also we should also thank the football club as well, because they've supported us. We will be here bringing you full match live commentary for the Azusi FA Trophy semi-final against Barnet here on the commentary table. They've looked after us, Mark. We're here. The BBC have to work around us. But a big thank you to the club and, of course, our sponsors. As ever, a massive thank you to our sponsors. We've got a message here from Ginger Joe. He's put, it's Bob Clancy, who's coming up from West Peterborough. He was on BBC Radio Newcastle talking about it last night. Fantastic stuff. And Paul Hodgson, has put fingers and toes crossed my appeal against my ban. Oh, well, I'm sorry about your ban, mate, but hopefully you'll be able to listen to us and we'll see what happens there. This is something we've just been talking about. This is a Sunderland fan, of course. There, he's got his badge and he's putting, "Come on, Gateshead, Heat Army," and hopefully he can entice a few fans to come down and support the region. That's what it's about.
So
see if we can get another team to Tyneside, another team to Wembley. Come on, Gateshead. That's from Rob. Thank you very much. Fight for every ball. They always do. The teams will be coming out very soon. And we'll say we will be pushing it as well. Tickets are available to be bought on an evening from Gateshead International Stadium if you want to get yours in advance before the FA Trophy semi-final here against Barnet. It is one leg. It is the way it's going to go. But tonight, it's all about National League action. And here we are, Gateshead and Dagenham and Redbridge coming out onto the pitch for this game that could see Gateshead possibly rise out of the relegation zone. And in goal for Gateshead is Philip Marshall, Robbie Tinkler. In defence with Louis Story, Ethan Pye and Connor Panney. Midfielders Dan Ward, Callum Whelan, Ed Francis, Greg Ollie, the captain, Stephen Werner and Marcus Denanga. On the bench is James Montgomery, Adam Campbell, Aaron Martin, Carl Magny and the youngster Ollie Thompson. It's Josh Sturovic in goal for Dagenham and Redbridge. Josh Hare, Manny Oranese, Aini, Effie Young, Mo Sagaf, the captain, Matt Robinson, George Sanders, Harry Phipps, Sam Ling, Mauro Valente, and it is Jay Bird, Angelo Belanta on the bench, David Longking, Jack Dixon, Frankie Franz, and Sydney Eby. And say for our audio listeners, Gateshead in their familiar grey shirts, black shorts, white socks, which has become the norm this year. Of course, it's normally white, but Dagenham and Redbridge in their classic red and blue shirts, red the trim, and red shorts and socks. It's a, you know what it is. Every so often I'll make a reference to shirts, but that shirt reminds me of a classic Sensible Soccer shirt.
It kind of reminds me of AFC Richmond on Ted Lasso. If you watch Ted Lasso,
No, I haven't watched that yet.
Similar sort of blue.
Well, there we go. It's an iconic strip. It looks very nice. Classic football strip. We've got Liam Stevens has put, "Come on, you daggers." Thank you very much for contacting us, Liam. Hopefully you can share the stream with your fellow Dagenham and Redbridge fans, as the mascot there has got a fantastic run. Always covering his ears, bless him. He's got a lovely round of applause from the Tyne and Wear stand there. Come on, Gateshead. Hopefully a good win. Get ourselves out the relegation zone. Come on, the Heat. Well, if you want to message us throughout the show, we'd love to have you on. But the teams are about to do the coin toss, and it's going to be a very important game. Dagenham and Redbridge, I'll just get the actual league table up in front of us so we can talk about that. I was going to get into that before, but I got a little bit distracted. So Dagenham, say they are in mid-table, still have a chance of getting towards the playoffs, but they're going to have to start to pick up points, and they'd want to do that tonight, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, on 55 at the moment, 58 takes them 4 behind Boreham Wood, who are currently in 7th in that last playoff spot. It's a huge game for both sides, more so Gateshead because their situation is more perilous, we'll say.
Yes, of course.
Than anything else. But, let's just hope it's a good game. I mean, two sides that like to play the right way. And I'm looking forward to seeing Stephen Verne as well. Obviously, his full debut. Good player that
arrived from Grimsby, of course.
Yeah, came through the academy at Sunderland, did well on loan at Torquay. It's a big opportunity for him.
Well, Gateshead shooting towards the River Tyne, Dagenham and Redbridge shooting towards the Felon End, and we're underneath the lights, and that's the way football should be, if you ask me. And it's a lovely, mild night here at the moment.
Just imagine, say we're saying that in an hour and a half.
Hopefully, it is going to drop as Denanga gets a little bit excited there, trots into the other half, and now we're underway as Denanga tries to chase it down. Cleared up the pitch by Hare. Headed away by Tinkler. Back up towards the Gateshead defence. Chested down. But Tinkler nearly got there. But Gateshead managed to play it back to Marshall, who's pinged the ball up to Denanga. Lovely nod down. Is he going to go to a Gateshead teammate? He didn't. Ward just couldn't get there. And I think I'm going to get a little bit puzzled between Ward and Tinkler on that far side. They're very similar build over there. As Pani playing left back tonight. Of course, traditionally midfielder, but Vern now drives with the ball. Was he fouled? Good. He was. I thought it was a good tackle.
Yeah, it was a good tackle.
Yeah, Matt Robinson, the captain there. I think it's letter of the law there, sadly. Tackle from behind.
He's taking the ball, if you ask me.
I have no complaints. I was just about to say a good tackle, but then the whistle went. Well, Ed Francis stands over the ball. Referee making sure everyone's back. Whelan across to Robbie Tinkler. Plays the ball back to Story. Pye chooses to play it back inside. Pani was in space. I think it might go out to the right. It has. Tinkler. Down the line. Ollie. He's going to get the ball back. Ward. Can he whip it in? He can. It's a decent one. Keeper comes in. He's fumbled it. Gets it second attempt. And well, that was a good cross in there by Ward.
It was. Bit of a nervy moment for Stridrich there. It's a good play. It's that 1-2 down the far side there. Lovely ball back from Ollie. Didn't mean that Dan Ward had to break his stride. It's a good cross. And there was a bit of an opportunity there for Gateshead. We're a bit more alert. Well,
Gateshead managed to pick up the ball through Pani. Oh, and he's upended in the centre circle.
Now that was a foul.
Well, we've got Liv, who's watching on National League TV tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Listening in from Beacon Hill School, Lobley Hill. We get listeners everywhere. But Tinkler plays the ball down the lane. Denanga strong. Was he pushed in the back? Well, if that was a foul before, that was one. But we're seeing what the referee is all about in the early stages. 3 minutes gone. If you're just joining us, 0-0. No chances as of yet, apart from a cross into the box where the keeper fumbled it. Denanga, full of work rate so far in the early stages. And and there you go. Well, Dag Red, little lack of communication.
Just trying to work through Gateshead's formation here. I think Greg Ollie's playing a little slightly further forward than he tends to when he also plays our deeper role.
I think we've got Vern and
Ward out wide. Yeah. So Ollie in the 10.
Well, short corner. Ollie lays it off there. Oh, now Vern on the edge of the box. Didn't get the connection. That always rised.
Well worked. Really well worked from Gateshead. I think it may have just took a bit of a pop off the turf before he struck it. But dangerous. Good start from Gateshead. Nice and positive.
Well, we're seeing what Marcus Denanga's game's about already. He likes to win it, hold it up and chase it down. And, well, against Torquay, it was to his own physical harm. He took a knee. Well, initially I thought it was in the throat, but it was the collarbone. And thankfully, it was only bruised, and he's been able to play in the last 2 games. Of course, this game and the last one, he scored in the last game, 2 goals. So,
I'll tell you what he did say, and I only saw the goals on Saturday, but the looked signs of last season's Gateshead.
There was movement, wasn't there, to get into space, and it was exciting goals as well. And all the goals were lovely finishes, but Denanga's first goal was a nice cross across.
The ball from Ollie to Campbell was just outrageous. And to be honest, the ball, when Greg's played Denanga in to just tap it in, was a lovely finish.
Well,
a lovely pass.
Francis plays the ball to Pani, who's hugging the touchline on the left, plays it forward there. Vern, can he get a cross in left-hand side? Just takes a touch. Going to go up against F. Young, puts the cross into the box. It's a dangerous one. Nobody there, though, but Tinkler's going to nod it back up. It's going to be headed clear by Hare. I think it is. No, sorry, it's Phipps at the back, big number 16. And Gateshead have the ball again, just inside their own half. There's Story, plays it across to Pye. Pye, if he looks up, Panny's in acres of space. He finds him. And Panny, a little bit of trickery, drives into the centre with the ball, lays it off to Francis. Francis to Whelan.
It's a really good start from Gateshead, this, by the way. You can see the confidence from Saturday.
There's a lot of passing and movement. As you say, the Gateshead of last season, the title challenging side, was playing with confidence like this as Tinkler.
Title winning side, Dave.
Sorry. I meant to say at the time. As the ball cleared down the lane, Effiong tried to get it over the top there. Was that a block? Thought it might have been there.
I think it was,
Yeah, well, Gateshead get away with that one, and Pye now, and he's in acres of space again. Now he has the ball. He's quickly closed down though. Needs support, finds Pye. Whelan, lovely ball there to Denanga. Gateshead managed to keep a hold of the ball though. Story in the centre circle. 6 minutes gone. 0-0. Lovely ball out to the far side to Ward. Ward crosses the ball in. First option was to get it in the centre there. And now Francis with the shot. Deflected back out. Whelan now. Gateshead, the ball's fallen all the time. Wern lays it off to Ollie. Ollie goes for a curl and outside of the boot shot. Didn't get the power on it. But lovely stuff. The ball's just fallen to Gateshead in space.
It is, because they're working slightly harder than Dag Red at the moment, who haven't really got out of the change room just yet, but we know they have got threat that they will do that at some point. But this is really good. I know I keep saying it, but really positive from Gateshead, and really impressed with Francis and Whelan in centre midfield at the moment.
And we just seem to have Vern in the pocket as well. He's just popping up, isn't he, in support behind the tannoy. It's not our headphones. It's a very similar noise to when we get that noise, but Dag Redbridge having to pass it back and clear it out through the keeper. Out it goes. Just on the halfway line. Well, took them just inside the Gateshead half.
Happened last time, didn't it? Last time I was here, anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me.
I think Ken Richardson, the stadium announcer, he's pressed the wrong button, and we've got a little bit of a hiss in the background. It isn't anything to do with us. There's the ball to Denanga. Lovely touch. Nearly got the ball through to Werner. But, it's nice to see. I mean, he's playing up there as a number 9 by himself, but he's trying to interlock and bring players in and around him, and even trying to get on the end of his own balls there.
He was. I'll tell you what, I would say Conor Fanny's playing very, very high.
Well, Francis.
He's almost playing as a left winger at the moment.
Certainly is. He's got that left wing back feel about him. Ball through, nearly got to Ollie. Whelan tried to close down, ball over the top, and Effiong just sees that go out. And he's to be honest, if we watch Tinkler does that as well, gets up very high on the other side, but I think you've got to have that balance, haven't you, of the wing backs together. Whelan, ball over the top. Ollie's going through. Oh, lovely ball. The idea, just too much zip on it. Storovic is not in any rush here. Urging his team to get forward. He's seen that there's too much pressure on the defence. He wants the ball higher up the pitch. As he does. Ball up in the air. Played out towards. And then he got towards Effiong there. Headed away by Story. Ball's going to come off Ward though. Out for a throw in on the far side.
Someone really needs to sort that noise.
Yes, it's very annoying. There we go, it's off. Hey, there's a little cheer in the crowd. We're going to see a long throw coming from Ling, I think it is, on the far side there. Drying the ball on his shirt. In it comes. It is a long one. It's up in the air. It's going to bounce into an awkward area. Gateshead need to clear this. Marshall just skips across and collects the ball. An impressive long throw, that, doesn't it?
It really was. It really was.
And Marshall throws it out to Pye, who in turn runs with the ball, looks to keep it moving, but passes it back to Francis. Francis now to Story. Pye. Oh, and it just ran away from him there. A little bit of concentration.
Do you know what? There's almost a slight hint that Gateshead are playing 3 men at the back here, with Tinkler and Pye as left-sided, right-side centre-backs. Panny and
looks like Francis is sitting in there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
at times.
Dan Ward is yeah.
And Denanga has slipped there. Seemed to on his heels, didn't he? And I don't know if he's seemed to land on his coccyx there. He's trying to get up, but the ball's still in play. Dag Redbridge on the ball. Now they're going to have it through Oranese. Denanga's up. He's limping a little bit though. I think he's given himself a dead buttock there. That's the guess of my medical knowledge there.
That was.
As now the ball played down the line. Dan Ward is there to collect. I think you're right. I think it is 3 at the back. I think Tinkler is playing as the centre back there. appeals for handball in midfield, but Dag Red still have the ball. Played forward. Effiong lays it off, but there was Tinkler to clear the ball. As Gateshead now can clear it through Ward. Inside to Francis. Gateshead has something to pass it around the back. Cleared now. As Denanga lays it off to Ollie. Ollie's
touch.
Fortunate there. Can he get the ball back? The referee's pulled it back.
I've got to be honest. It's probably a booking.
Yeah, he put his arm out to block him there. But lovely stuff. Gateshead really trying to move the ball quickly. Pani receives it on the left-hand side, halfway inside the Dagenham half. Just a little bit of footwork to get the ball to Francis. Back to Pani. Pani's touch. Just gets him to space, gives it to Pi. Francis receives the ball off Story. Gets it under pressure. Story just calmly plays that back to Marshall. Out to Tinkler. Calm and composed by Tinkler. Just turns his man and quickly plays it back to Marshall, who has lots of time and space now to pick out a pass up to Pani here. And it's going to get there. And Pani, he's still got the ball. He's done very well. Plays it inside to Ollie. Ollie has space. Man on the left. And he tries to pick out Vernon. It deflected through to the goalkeeper. And Dagenham Redbridge can try and build from this. But the movement, the energy is very good from Gateshead at the moment. And Dagenham, you can see they're wanting to get the ball higher up the pitch to try and relieve some of this.
Yeah, I just wonder if they've maybe been caught out a little bit by Gateshead's formation, because I didn't expect them.
Well, I know that in the last few games they have played with 3 centre-backs. I wasn't when I seen the back four, I thought Pani was going to be left back, not left wing back. But he's ball played forward. Clear.
Ball. Someone's got to be second ball there.
Well, Vern trying to chase it down. Ball's going to come across here and he's going to keep it in. Saunders takes it down the line. Tries to get across and deflected. Marshall should be able to collect that. No problem. Had a little bit of a spin on that one there. Didn't it?
Shane won.
I thought that was just going to bounce the other side of him there.
No, I think this formation's working for Gateshead at the moment.
And I think as well, going forward, I think I don't want to second guess the manager, but it may be something to do with the remaining games and the players available at the moment. Because there is a lot of defenders in the side that will be available for selection on Saturday, but that game's on Saturday. This is the one tonight. 13 minutes gone, 0-0 if you're just joining us here. Apparently my TV has no commentary still. Live, so listen to you on YouTube, says Gavin Rudd. I don't know what that's about. Hopefully the commentary comes through on there. If anyone else has some problems, let us know. Not that we can do much, but hopefully someone listening on this can notify somebody. Darren Walden still in Irish Sea. Listen to the commentary. Sounds like Ollie's having a good game. Yeah, he's finding space. Lily Nolan, hello from Dubai. Well, there we go. They're coming in from all over.
But it's warm there.
Well, I don't know that. I'm quite hot underneath this table with the heater. Can you feel it?
No.
You can't. I must have it just facing on me. I'll amend that at half time.
Selfish, mate.
As the ball now is with Story at the back. As Panny's holding the high lane, as is Dan Ward on the far side, who's used, nods it down. Can Ollie get onto it? But no, it's been put out of play by Phipps on the far side. Gateshead, just pass it back to Story. And Francis drops deep there to receive the ball. Panny's in acres of space. He hasn't been seen yet. Francis is still carrying the ball forward. Now Werner. Passed across to Tinkler. Dan Ward going to touch himself. Ollie tries to turn his man, but dispossessed. And Gateshead need to have upended the player there in the process. Tinkler. Free kick to Dagenham, about 15 yards inside their own half. And I think Tinkler may just be getting a little talking to here. Well, just while there's a break in play, if you do want to message us on the YouTube stream for the commentary only, you can message us as Darren has done there, and it comes up on the screen.
Gateshead drop deep here.
Dagenham play the ball inside to Robinson. Now across to Hare to Saunders. Saunders looking tricky. I thought he was just going to try and cut inside there, but he give the ball to teammate. He's got the game and stuck with him like glue there, Francis, but out it goes for the throw for Dagenham. There's the ball cleared by Gateshead. Need to get that second ball as they do. As Ollie puts it over the top. Denanga in a foot race now. He's got the ball on the left-hand side. He needs some support in the middle, though. As Ollie gets there, so does Vern is coming, but still too much, and the ball goes out for a Gateshead throw.
Are we going to see one of Greg? Yes, we are.
Yeah,
well, these long throws.
I'd say that the players were busting a gut to get up there, but I think he's 20 yards away from anybody, wasn't he? When he latched onto it. Well, Francis, just what he's going to show there. It's going to go long and towards the 6-yard area here. And it goes, nodded up and away. Saunders hooks it away as well. Whelan's going to chase over to try and keep that in play. As he does, puts it down the line. Panny tries to get there. He's found himself on the right-hand side. Gateshead.
Done well there, Panny. Good pressure.
Yeah,
really
pressure. Forced a mistake from Dagenham out for a throw. And Ollie is going to trot over to take this one again.
It's funny, when you have injuries and players unavailable, certain players can find new positions and make them their own. And Conor Panny's got a big chance here. He obviously played well Saturday, and he's got a chance to fill that hole.
Well, ball comes across to Francis. Francis has the options there with Werner, who come to show, who's got some good footwork. Gets it to Panny. Panny drives with it. And bounces off a Dagenham Redbridge player. Jack listening in from Sweden. Still not as cold as a Tyne and Wear stand on a windy evening.
It's not too bad at the moment. But as I say, ask us that in an hour.
Ollie takes the throw to Francis, gets the ball back. Can he get a delivery in? Cuts back on his right, puts it in. And headed clear. And Story nods the ball, goes up in the air though. Brought down. Ward does well to get it. Can he get the cross in? He can't, but the ball put out of danger's way. But it's a throw now to Gateshead.
What I have noticed about this Dagenham defence, it's no risk.
Yeah,
there's
no messing about. It's kick it into touch and let them try and build again. Yeah,
that's a short one on.
Francis gets the ball from Ollie. Vern drops deep, so is Panny. Gives it to Vern. Whelan picks out Ollie. Can he get one in from the right-hand side? He takes it down towards the dead ball line, crosses it into... and it's went right through. I thought it was going to come to Story at the back post there. Cleared, but Tinkler's there to mop it up, nods it back, and it hasn't quite got there. Whoa, Marshall. Calm feet. Just the header from Tinkler was just a little bit soft there. I think he thought Marshall was closer.
I don't know what was more worrying, is the header back or the
oncoming goalkeeper.
The goalkeeper trying to,
calm feet from Marshall. Vern puts it across to Whelan, who leaves it for Ward. Ward's got space to put a cross in. He can towards Denanga. It's been not up near. Brought down by Panny. Can he get a shot off? He can into the wall of blue shirts. Still not cleared by Dagenham yet. Now it is. No nonsense there, but F. Young's going to chase it down. Story just dinks it back to Whelan, who backheads it on, and Gator can try and regroup there as Panny brings it down. Just dispossessed, and there Gator win it back. Now Panny, can he unleash somebody? He's got Ward. He gives it Ollie. Ward was flying down the right hand side. Now it goes out to Ward. Ward targets in the box, needs a cross, goes for it's a poor option. Needed to whip it in, trying to put it along the ground, but Dagenham, they haven't got any answers for clearing the ball at the moment, and Gator can build again through Ward again on the right-hand side. Denanga in the middle. You've got Vernon, Panny. There's, nearly comes back there. There's a better ball there, but Dagenham can try and clear, but lovely stuff from Pye.
Just play on.
It's been taken now. It's going to be put across here to Panny, left-hand side towards the corner of the box. Plays it back to Francis. Francis dispossessed. The trailing leg from Sagath was there to interrupt the build-up as Bird. Saunders has played forward, and there's Story just to calmly put himself in front of the ball and pass it back to Marshall. Well, Gateshead build again.
Definitely been the better side in this opening 20 minutes. That's a good ball.
Oh, now Dinanga, he's on side, driving into the box, puts it in. Oh, good save. It's going to fall to Ollie though. Ollie with the...
Oh,
it's going to fall back to Ollie second time, third time. Oh, now Paddy off the lane. Oh, what have you got to do to put the ball in the back of the net, Mr. Carruthers?
Absolutely heroic defending, goalkeeping from Dagenham and Redbridge there. Gateshead have got to take a chance. They've got to just take a chance, a little bit of composure.
In fairness, the strikes were hard and low. That's what you've got to do when it's a packed box like that. And as I say, brave defending. But the corner's been taken. Francis plays it to Ward on the edge of the box. Goes for a curling shot, headed out. Baroni as far as Tinkler. Gateshead camped out at the moment. Need to try and get this ball built and get the ball in the box. As Ward goes for a long one, and it stabs it well over. And Gateshead, well, you see, got to commend the bravery of the defending there in that before the corner.
Yeah, I mean it was really positive play from Gateshead again. Really incisive. The passing was right. The movement was right. It was just the finishing that wasn't quite there. But I will say again, heroic defending from the visitors here.
Well, we'll wait for this goal kick to be taken, as we can have a look at any scores on the ground. There's only 2 scores at the moment. Maidstone winning 1-0 home to Bromley, and Barnet winning 1-0 away to Woking. So there's the only goals that we have there in the National League at the moment. As Dinanga battles to bring it down, and oh wow, there's a score coming involving a local side and a side that we don't really like.
Well played.
That's all lovely stuff from Vern. Plays it through. Oh, just too much on it. I thought the ball.
Got a touch, you know.
I know. There was a couple of options there, but if it had got through to Dinanga. So Blythe Spartans currently winning 1-0 away to AFC Fylde, 2 of the most favourite clubs of Gateshead fans. As lovely stuff from Pye, studies ground and made Bird commit the foul there, hanging onto his shirt. Well, Ward, right hand side, plays it down for Ollie. Ollie's dragged the defender. That's a lovely ball to Ward. Ward pulls it back. Vern on the edge of the box, gets a shot off. It hasn't. It's going to fall to the player, but it didn't get there now. But gets to pick it up again. Oh, lovely stuff from Story. I mean, we talk about and being a bit of a Rolls Royce of a defender. I know Rolls Royces don't have a good turning circle, but he has sharp feet there, didn't he?
It's a lovely turn and just read it really well as well. He's improved as the season's gone on. His first year at this level as well. We shouldn't forget.
Tinkler. Oh, lovely ball out to Ward. Ward, can he get it down to the dead ball lane? He drives with it, pulls it back. There's Vern. Shot off, hits it, kill the defender. These they're going to be black and blue by half time. All the blocks is Pan. He's got it at the edge of the box. Goes for the shot. Oh, and just pulls it wide. And
got to start taking these chances, you know.
You know, 24 minutes gone, and Gateshead must have had about 6 or 7 shots. You know, I don't think Dagenham was even challenged up at the other end. I don't want to tempt fate, but you know,
you just have, mate. No, it's
like one of them football manager games, isn't it? When you have every shot.
A few of them at time.
Well, Sturovic is urging his team to get higher up the pitch.
No, it's been really positive. They just need to take one of these chances, Gateshead. You know, Dagenham and Redbridge are defending really well. I will say that. You know, it is desperate.
No, Dagenham are a good side just because they've got to be respected as well as the ball tried to get to Dinanga. We've got to respect that. You know, they're up there with a chance of getting towards the playoffs for a reason. Just because we haven't seen it yet doesn't mean it won't happen. We'll have to see if Dagenham can get themselves a foothold in it. But from a Gateshead perspective at the moment, it's going all right. And we've got our friend James Rushmore sent us a message. Evening, lads. The man, the myth, the legend.
He used to call me that.
As Dinanga chases down, Phipps is just in front of him. Can he get in front of him? Makes him play it. And it's a corner. Good, strong play from Dinanga. You know, we mentioned these defenders are no nonsense. And we've seen it there again. Don't do anything silly.
I think there's a bit of a slickness to the pitch, to be honest. So any attempts to overplay or anything like that will be punished, and I think it's sensible what they're doing. I think we saw it from Halifax did it to an extent.
Yeah, they did. Yes, as Ollie picks out Whelan, Back to Ollie. He's on the right-hand side. He's got space. Can he whip one in?
Great
He can.
ball.
Towards the back post. Sorry! Oh, beautiful header! The cross was sublime. The finish was better. And Gateshead 1-0.
What a wonderful cross that was. A really well-worked set piece. I'm not the biggest fan of short corners, but that one was played to perfection. It's an unbelievable cross to the far post. Louis Story's just pulled off there perfectly. Got himself some space. He was always going to win that header. It's a good header as well. Got it down. The technique was right. And I tell you what, that's thoroughly deserved as well, by the way.
It certainly was. Well, Dag Red will not be happy with that. But I tell you what, when you get an inch perfect cross there as it was, and Story just timed it lovely. Up he was, unchallenged into the back of the net. It's 1-0 to Gateshead here. 26 minutes gone. Well, what did Dagenham and Redbridge have in reply? They're going to have to show something. They haven't showed much in the first 26 minutes. And we're back underway as now Hare plays it to Saunders. Saunders back to Hare. Gateshead still with the pressure as they win the ball back, and a foul given. Again, no, he's telling him to get it is. Well, he's very slow there with the whistle, the referee, but Gateshead win a free kick just in front of their own dugout as Mike Williamson's got a knee brace, a leg brace on there. So he's hobbling about. Gateshead on the halfway line through Francis. Dinked the ball over the top to Ollie. He's onside. Can he pull it back? It's Werner trying to pull it back across. There's Ollie to try and get onto it. And he has. Panny, edge of the box, goes for the shot, curling. Wasn't that far away.
Do you know, the energy in this Gateshead side has been absolutely brilliant this first, what are we on? Coming up to half an hour.
27 minutes.
I should have just looked at the
clock.
scoreboard. Yeah, that would have made sense, wouldn't it? But no, they've been brilliant so far. The energy's been fantastic from back to front, by the way. I think Denanga looks a real threat up front with his pace. I think Werner is slotted in perfectly. Panny's having a great game at left wing back. It's been really positive, but they've got to carry it on now.
They certainly have. As the ball played up towards Effion and the delivery wasn't good, Ward can get the ball back to Marshall. Well,
there's a ball on the Panny here.
The ball's going to come across to Pye. Well, dare I say, a second would be a real shot in the arm and lovely stuff. Pye carried on his run, plays it inside. Oh, and the ball is cleared out for a throw. But Gateshead playing with confidence at the moment. You can see there's a spring in the step.
You can't. I just think Denanga's got to commit to a run there. It's great play, and Pye's asking him to make that run edge of the 6-yard box. He's just held back.
So it's the first time he
hasn't. No, it is. You're right. You're right.
Well, we're going to have Ollie with another long throw. My word, which player is that for Dagenham? He's an absolute man mountain.
He's not as tall as me.
As Ollie puts that in there. Back-headed across, can it go? Headed clear by, as Whelan goes for a shot, puts it back into the mixer, but cleared again. And now Saunders can try and win the ball. Fouled on the far side. Oh, now they're away on the far side. Dagenham, the ball up to Bird. Bird on the left-hand side. He needs some support.
I guess I've got back brilliantly there.
Certainly have.
Stay disciplined.
Thought the break was on, but they've allowed Gateshead the chance to regain the shape. And the pressure is forcing Dagenham to play the ball backwards. And yet again, that's fantastic stuff from Gateshead. As all Panny read it well. Intercepted in a lovely touch. Can he lay it off? He can. Good stuff from Gateshead. Ollie gets it to Panny.
Brilliant.
Now, Gateshead need to build with this. Out to Ward on the right-hand side. Back to Whelan. Whelan just looks, calmly plays it back to Tinkler. Gateshead just happy to knock it around at the back at the moment with no pressure. Pye receives it on the left-hand side. Panny is in space just in front of him. Back to Story, though. Tinkler inside to Whelan. Whelan, lovely turn. No, good work rate from Dagenham to win the ball back. What can they do here? Is Saunders on the right-hand side? He hasn't been seen, though, but nice trickery. And now they can try and build. Bird plays it across to Sagaf. The overlap of Hare. Hare puts a one into the box. It's towards the back post. Effion couldn't get up, and the ball is going to trickle out for a throw on the far side. It's a good cross.
Well, just a little bit overhit. I can see what he's doing off young far post. a threat in the air with a guy his size.
I mean, I might be wrong. We're not blessed with replays here, but Offiong had his back to the ball when it was crossed in there. Effiong, sorry, not Offiong. I'm confused with old Gator player Richard Offiong.
Offiong.
And we have got a break and play here. There's a Dagenham player changing his boot on one side, and we've got another one here. Oh, sorry, 1 second. We've got the Dagenham goalkeeper down. Josh Sterovich there is down as well. Look, I don't know if they've got a sub goalkeeper down there.
You were talking before about the surprise of Blythe Spartans beating File away.
Yeah.
Scotland are beating Spain.
Wow. There we go. Well, I think they must have. I don't know if they have got a sub goalkeeper on, on the bench.
I mean, the lad you were talking about before could go and go.
Oh, yeah, he's a man mountain. It's an optical illusion. He looks like, because his shorts are quite low, it looks like he's got a torso that is longer than his legs.
I don't know if anyone from Dagenham can help us here, but
they'll let us know if they've.
Looking at the bench,
it doesn't look like it, does it, at the moment?
Long King, Dixon, Franz, Ivy. If anyone's a goalkeeper, it doesn't look as if there's one warming up.
Well, he's back up. We'll see what he's like carrying forward.
Now, you know what the thing now from Gateshead's point of view is? Test him.
Make him work, yeah.
Test him. I absolutely agree with that last comment from Barry.
Need to get a second,
When
yeah.
they're on top.
Lots of messages coming in. Thank you for them all. We can't read them all out, but obviously everyone's celebrating. Someone's asking for the whistle to be blowing now. But if Gateshead can carry on the way they are, shouldn't be too bad. But Dagenham, as I say, they're higher up the table than us. They must be very capable of doing something. And Gateshead have got to stay focused and not give away the ball like that as well. The ball through at Effiong wasn't the greatest. Gateshead can build from the back now.
Yeah, Elliot. Yeah, good point. Elliot Justam is one of the better keepers in the league, by the way.
Yeah.
Remember seeing him on a number of occasions. Consistent and a big miss.
Yeah, so they don't have a sub goalkeeper there. Thank you to Chris Bramley for messaging us and letting us know there. We'll keep an eye on it. He seems to be moving all right at the moment. I mean, he's just standing in his box, but now Dagenham trying to build his bird. No, he ran into two Gateshead players, and Gateshead can try and break here.
That's
ball over the top to Denanga. Oh, and that's
he wasn't. He was not offside.
No, when the ball was played, Hare was playing him on. They both went at the same time. Unless there was a whisker in it, but Effiong has got the ball here, right-hand side of the box, tussling with Pye. He's got it down to the dead ball, pulls it back across, and Gateshead just no nonsense, put it out for a throw here on our right-hand side. 33 minutes gone, about to go into the 34th minute. Gateshead 1, Dag Red, nil as Hare crosses the ball into the box now. Effiong was lurking, but it's headed clear by Gateshead. Back up there, the ball bounced through, and Story left it for Marshall. He knew what he was doing, as I just pulled my heart out my mouth there. But flashes there. Flashes.
Surely you would put your heart back in.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I have to do.
Otherwise, commentary's going to be really boring second half.
Yeah. Notts County winning. Langstaff scored the 800th goal of the season.
Who?
I don't know.
Oh, touch.
Oh, lovely
Brilliant
stuff from
touch.
Panny to bring that down. There's Francis. Francis nicely guarded the ball there. Got it to Werner. Panny. Oh, Gateshead passing is lovely at the moment. There's the foul brought in.
That's really good. You know, when you do those rondos before a game or you do them in training, that's exactly that sort of scenario there is what it's about.
Yeah.
That tight sort of area and getting that quick passing going. Really good, really good.
Well, when you're seeing the movement there, I'll say there's some scores coming in. We'll get to them later on. I'll say let's just concentrate with the action here at the moment as Francis is going to take a free kick here just in front of the Dagenham Red Bridge dugout. It's an opportunity to whip the ball into the box. All the big men are up there. Gateshead have two men back in Whelan and Tinkler.
Three men offside.
Ball up towards the edge of the box. Can it be one? Header up in the air by, I think it was Bird on the far side, is it? Sorry, it was Phipps. But it's another throw to Gateshead again, this time on the right-hand side of the pitch. Ollie disappears into the darkness. Will he come back? In comes the long ball. Pye tries to win, not no ball, falls to Pye. Pye pulls it back across Ward. Denanga just couldn't get it. Oh, now it's... Oh, yes! Story with his second goal! Oh, he's writing his own story tonight. And what a good one that is. Mark didn't like that one. But there you go. 2-0 to Gateshead. And Story, the ball nodded down, deflected into the back of the net. And it doesn't get much better than that.
Two poachers finishes, by the way. The first one was a shooter-ass header at the far post, and the second one is, he's just in the right place at the right time, and people won't be overly proud of that one. I don't think he's maybe made a bit of a mess of it. Maybe I'm being harsh at his close range. We said Gateshead need a second. They've got it now, and they deserve it. By the way, they've been the only team on the pitch.
I feel for goalkeepers in that situation because he did get a hand to it. He had to make an attempt to save it. It's come off him in the wrong direction.
We should say we haven't got the benefit of replays.
We haven't. But all credit to Lewis Story. And what's the price of a Story hat trick tonight from defence? The never-ending Story.
Please stop.
I'll start singing shortly.
Please
the ball goes out to play on the far side.
Otherwise, you'll be finding someone else to commentate with. Heard your singing voice.
Oh, yes, I can't sing. Play him up front on Saturday, says Mick Scully. Well, let's say 37 minutes gone. Gateshead 2, Dagenham and Redbridge 0 here. As the ball at the moment is with Gateshead. Well, it comes off Francis, who I think we've seen a good performance from, probably his best performance so far.
It's his possession. He's a centre midfielder, and I honestly think Callum Whelan has been a brilliant signing, by the way. He just looks...
Well, can they score 3 uninterrupted there from Daggers? The Daggers fan there, Liam Stevens. It's and fantastic from Liv. Put the balls back in play now with throw on the far side. As Dagenham played inside and pressure again, making Dagenham pass the ball backwards. It's the off the ball stuff which has been just as impressive as the on the ball.
It's been more impressive, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I think there has been sometimes this seat. No, it's not, Emily. Don't encourage him.
Yeah, someone said it was a great play on words.
No, stop.
Yeah, and I apologise to all Dagenham fans. You're probably hating me for that, but
they're not the only ones, mate.
Oh, lovely ball through to Denanga. He gets it to Pani. Now, Werner keeps the ball moving, though. Lovely stuff. No panicking. Francis in acres of space in midfield. Lays it off to Whelan. Whelan looks to keep the ball moving out to Ward. Ward to Ollie. Ollie tries to skip past. Was good defending. And the ball goes out of play for a throw on the far side.
Yeah, just going back to what I was saying, there has been times this season, I think, when the press hasn't quite worked from Gateshead and the energy hasn't been there that we expect of them. But at the minute, we're seeing everything we expect from... the idea was right. Yeah. Everything we expect from a Mike Williamson, Ian Watson side. The energy's been brilliant. And it's really encouraging from a Gateshead point of view. From Dagenham Redbridge, the one thing I would say is that there's only one way for them to go from here, and that's getting better. So Gateshead have got to stay at it. This Dagenham side are far, far better than this performance suggests, and Gateshead will have to stick at the levels that they're at the moment.
Gateshead can play from midfield there. There was suggestions of handball. Referee said play on from the far side there before. Now Pani, left-hand side, Vern shows for him down the line, but decides to pass the ball back towards Story. I have been given another idea here for if he gets a hat-trick. I'm not going to read it out because I'm going to steal that, Ginger Joe. Don't worry about that. As Gateshead now build through Tinkler, right-hand side.
Thanks for the tip-off from the Dagenham fan there about Sydney Avery. He's a 6'6" one.
Yeah, he's wow. He's as I said, when he come off the bench there to warm up, and the haircut as well makes him look even taller as well. If only Ben Foster wanted to come to London.
That's a good volley, though.
Ball over to Pani, just skimmed away there. The bounce took it away. Good vision. 40 minutes gone. If you are just joining us, it's Gateshead 2, Dagenham Redbridge 0. Lewis Story with 2 headers. Fox in the box. Well, looks like Sorovic is all right. Well, his kick wasn't the greatest there, but we'll get it back underway. We're throwing on the far side.
It's getting to the stage now, and this is a horrible cliche, and I apologise, but next goal is huge in this game. If Gateshead get it, you think they win it. if Down and Redbridge get it, then
Gateshead in midfield. Dan Ward plays a beautiful
Great
ball
ball.
across to Panny. He's going to get there. It's going to stay in. Now he needs targets in the box. There's Panny up against Saunders. He's laid it off. Now the ball comes in from Francis. He played it blind. Didn't find anyone in a grey shirt, and Gateshead win the ball back. But there was a pull from Francis on the shirt before the second challenge.
Someone to our left criticising Gateshead. Did you hear that?
Oh, I didn't.
Not getting a cross in. You don't need a cross in. There's no one in the box.
Well,
Necessary.
free kick here. Hare receives the ball. Sagaf. Hare again looks to go long towards Effion. He was offside.
I mean, there's a slight hint of a foul as well.
I mean, I know it's a pet hate. We've spoken about it a lot of times on the commentary this season, how late the flags are. You just know he's challenging for it. It's
not. It's yeah. I mean, it's the way the rules are these days, and then some of them we see are ridiculous. I do think one of these days it's going to end up with a bad injury for someone, where an unnecessary one where the challenge with the keeper and then get flagged offside and someone's injured. Just if you're offside, you're offside. Just flag it.
Marshall outside his box, just calmly plays it to Story. Up towards Denanga, nods it down. He just didn't have the man on his shoulder to nod it to. It was a nice bit of passing from Dagenham in midfield.
Great win.
Oh, great win. And now Gateshead, Werner. Now he's going to get the ball back. Can he get a shot off? 1-on-1. Oh, he just tried to place it in the top corner and just poked it wide.
That's your chance. That's your chance to get that third.
Well,
and kill off
he was gifted that opportunity there. There was a lot of hard work behind him with Francis winning the ball. Didn't get through initially, but Dagenham played him on. Played him through even.
Got themselves in the right mess there, didn't they, Dagenham? Not for the first time in this first half either.
Just wonder if the keeper is feeling a little something because he's playing it short. We'll see here if he throws or kicks it.
Well, he's looking to not kick it.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Well, it wasn't the greatest
Great
one.
kick as well, by the way. Unbelievable kick.
Yeah. His pass wasn't the greatest. Now, Vern, can he get there? Oh, Hare come in. And, well, the ball was there to be won. It wasn't challenged, just a clip of the heels. Encouragement from the stands.
For the ref, we should say.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had the confirmation about. See, there's now Saunders puts a cross into the box. Effion's there, couldn't get the header down, and well, just roll into the feet of Marshall, who waits for him to come over and pick it up.
Early for that. Killing the game as half time arrives.
Well, now ball across to Panny. I think he might be offside if he kept it in. He did. There's the photographer stops the ball well there.
It's a good touch.
It's a pity he broke his $4,000 camera in the process, though. Sagaf dropped back to get it, and the ball's going to go out off Gateshead. Gateshead just lowered the tempo somewhat before half time here. Can they rise it back up? The ball for Denanga didn't come into the centre where he ran, and out it goes for the throw there. Saunders just gets past Panny into the centre. There's a man on the left-hand side. He didn't spot him. And Denanga, lovely stuff. Ollie to Werner. Werner, if he looks up, he can get it forward. Denanga bent his run. He's going to get the ball, brings it down off his knee. Now he has to get it on the far side of the box. Good stuff. Ward.
Just start again.
Story in the centre circle. Can he get his hat-trick from here? No. Story gets the ball back. Pie.
Oh, there he is.
Love, yeah. Gateshead, no nonsense there. And we've got the fourth official just between the dugouts. We've got about 45 seconds left of normal time here as Pie brings it down on the halfway line.
Here we go. Down.
Still going, Pie. He's going again and brought down there. Hare with a cynical challenge. He's never going to win the ball.
He's had a brilliant first half, by the way.
Yeah, Pie's he's been doing his defensive duties well and also getting forward.
Yeah, when he's got forward, he's been so effective. And a real threat. I think he's been a great signing. Really.
Sometimes it kind of looks like a gangly touch he has at first, but he arcs his body to get past the person, doesn't he, when he does it?
Chance to story hat, right?
Well,
might as well pack up and go home if he does.
I think he's never going to take the free kick, is he? 2 minutes added on here. We're into that now.
You know what he's saying there? Where do you want us? Because
well,
2 minutes additional time. 2 minutes additional time.
No, this is dangerous for Dagenham. They need to try and keep it at 2 before half time, and this is a real threat from Gateshead. Set pieces have been good so far.
Well, Francis, Pannies and Acres down here on the left, but they go into the centre towards Story. He's marked out of it there, headed away, but Ward picks up the loose ball, crosses it in. Oh, Story with an audacious flick. I tell you what.
I'm going over.
Yeah, don't write him off tonight. I have to change his name to Storzinho. Well, Hazard, there's about 40 seconds left here in added on time. Is there any chance for Dagenham to carve something out and get themselves back into it before the break? As build on the far side. Played forward, Hare intercepted on the halfway line. Denanga yet again over there to try and mark down, and pressure again from Gateshead, making Dagenham play backwards. Ball cleared by Phipps up the pitch, and that's going to bounce out and throw it to Gateshead. And well, just before the half-time whistle mark, you've got to say that's been a complete performance from Gateshead today. We've limited Dagenham getting forward.
I would argue probably the best 45 minutes you've seen at the stadium this season.
Oh, without a doubt, I think it's just been next level from what we've witnessed in some games. Everything's come off. The teamwork's been there, the pressure's been there, the touch has been there as well for a lot of the game, and yeah, it's fantastic, and even nice to see Story getting on the score sheet. But from a Dagenham perspective, just feel like they haven't turned up. You know, that's not having a go at them for any undue reason. They just haven't got into the game. Yeah,
it just hasn't worked. I don't think they've got to grips with Gateshead's formation. I think the wing backs have got forward well. They're winning the midfield battle. Greg Ollie's not really being picked up upon. But as I say, the only way is up for Dagenham Redbridge in the second half. Gateshead just need to see out whatever's left in this half, because going in at 2 goals up was massive for them.
Well, Dagenham now clear the ball. Referee looks at his watch. There's the half-time whistle. Gateshead going 2-0 here. Lewis Story, 2 goals. And Gateshead will look to continue this in the second half. We'll be back with you very soon for when the players come out. Well, just before the players come out in the second half. Don't go anywhere. Get yourself a cup of tea. Have that toilet break. And hopefully the second 45 minutes will be just as entertaining for Gateshead fans, and hopefully entertaining for Dagenham fans, because they haven't had much to cheer about so far.
Yes, always give the podcast one more share. We're joined by our guest, Paul. How are you doing, Paul?
Evening, chaps. You all right?
Yeah, fantastic. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
Oh, good. You always fear when we have a guest come on. Sometimes the link isn't the greatest, but
it's nice to see a fella Baldy come out. Look at that. Get in. You're like me. You got more hair on your chin than on your head.
They say I should turn my head upside down.
Yeah. I've been told that a few times, to be fair, Paul.
You've been told to have your head a shake, Mickey. Paul, obviously we've got the game coming up on Saturday. How's the season started for yourselves?
Unbelievably well, as you sort of alluded to just a few moments ago. Way beyond the expectation, I think, of any Wealdstone fan, especially after seeing pre-season. It was slightly underwhelming. There was, you always get the try list, and we're never sure who the management team are going to sign on. We lost the 2 or 3 more influential players from last season, where we finished 16th. So unbelievable. 3 wins out of 4. the 3 wins that we have actually got are probably against the 3 stronger teams on paper, having lost to Eastleigh. So, listen, we're not silly. We're only a sort of 1 defeat away from possibly a bad run, that sort of thing. But we'll take it. 3 out of 4 and sort of second in the league at this time is unbelievable.
It's not a bad way to
You
start.
haven't got your championship button up already.
No. Listen, we're very realistic. We punch above our weight. We have done and this is our 3rd season now in the National League, and we survived the first 2. Did very well last season. No, it's 9 points towards safety. I think more than 9 points towards getting in the playoffs in League 2.
Yeah, I think we're probably the same. Just want to get as many points on the board as possible.
Yeah,
Oh, without a doubt. I think when you look at Wealdstone and what may hinder them going forward is the strength and depth in the squad. So if we can pick up as many points as we can whilst we're playing well, and the team are obviously doing very well, you hope you might pick up a few loan deals off the back of that, and let other players want to come and join if we're looking to sign others. So I think strength in depth is going to be probably something that will go against us. So by getting these points on the board is really going to help sort of getting into those stickier, colder, more difficult months, in and around and after Christmas.
Definitely, it's always the thing, isn't it? You don't want to get into a bad run of form when it's bad weather and travelling and horrible dark nights. It's never the greatest. But are Wealdstone full time, or used one of the few part time outfits?
No, we have 1 full time employee at the football club who is a chap that runs the club on a day-to-day basis on the non-footballing side.
Yeah.
The whole footballing operation is part-time. Our manager, Stuart Maynard, is actually a BT engineer, and he doesn't work on a Tuesday because he commits his time to Wealdstone on a Tuesday, and they train on traditionally as they used to non-league on a Tuesday and Thursday. I think the strength and conditioning coach, Rachel, she looks after them on a Monday sort of via a Zoom meeting and that sort of thing. So I mean, listen, they're doing extremely well. Gone are the days where you are, as Oldham fans suggested, they're plasterers and plumbers and farmers, but
I think everyone knows about nutrition and fitness now.
Yeah.
It's in general day-to-day life, let alone athletes, and most of these players have been at bigger clubs, haven't they, or been involved at some point, so they look after themselves.
And these lads are footballers. They just happen. I think the biggest thing that we don't get as a football team, as a squad, I guess, is the contact time with the management. Not doing 4 or 5 hours a day on the training field. They're doing 4 or 5 hours a week. But they're all. I think we've probably got 2 or 3 that maybe have other jobs, but I think mainly football is their main focus. So we're lucky in that sense. And I guess us and maybe Dorking. I know you mentioned Dorking moments ago, and Maidenhead could be either they try and cherry pick the best part-time footballers that the country can offer, and we certainly got some in Jack Cook and Max Kretschmar come in and done extremely well.
Yeah, it's always a challenge. I mean, obviously we're still full time, which I didn't expect when we got demoted, but not by our own doing, of course. But it's one of them leagues where you do notice it is harder to compete against the full-time sides, isn't it?
Oh yeah, without that. And the thing was, when we came into it 3 seasons ago, we didn't have the setup we even have now, and it's those small steps towards National League safety and National League status. 3 seasons ago, I mean, we were recruiting lads from the Ryman's Premier Division, some National League South teams. Now we're able to recruit National League standard players, those lads that have experience of the league. And I think that's where the biggest difference has come in the last 3 years is the recruitment, because we've stayed in the league, because we play the type of football and brand of football we do. Everything has helped be better.
Mm-hmm. Well, just on that, we've got a question. Paul, what are the Wealdstone tactics for coming to the game? I don't know if you want to give all that away, but do you hold the midfield, or do you press up front straight away? What kind of football do Wealdstone play?
No, Wealdstone very much play a possession-based game. They play out of the back. They get caught a few times. Teams that do press Eastleigh, I think, very much were one that put the press on, whereas these bigger sort of ex-league teams and the bigger teams tend to sort of sit off, and we can play through the lines that little bit. But we certainly do play very, very good possession-based football. We try and get on the front foot, try and load on the wings and out wide, and sometimes outgun teams. We're not particularly big, we're not particularly aggressive. And there's a lot of people sort of say the National League you need 6 foot giant. You wait till you play Woking. They're about I think the average height is about 6'2", right? So we haven't got that. We got a few bigger lads, but we're quick, small, young, and have a desire to want to sort of get forward and play attacking football.
Well, I think it sounds exactly like with the conversation we had last week. Very similar to what the way Gateshead play, yeah. So
I think it's probably very much the same. Very much the same. I think that's how we won the National League South a few years ago. That's how Dorking have gone up. So we've got our management team in Stewie and Matt. They've stuck to their principles over the last 1.5, 2 years they've been in charge. I don't think they'll ever change. The benefit of that is it's almost like a little bit like academy football. So we've had good experience with loaning academy lads and who've come in, and it's done them the world of good. A few of them are playing in the EFL Cup tonight who were with us last year, because we play a good brand of football, and these non sort of lower league EFL teams want their youngsters to come and play with us. So you should see an attractive game with Wealdstone. It can sometimes be frustrating and boring because they keep the ball that little bit too much if the fans are being honest at times, but it works. On the whole, it works. And clearly 9 out of 12 points, it's showing that it's working.
Certainly is.
Well, hello there. You join us as we wait for the players to come out for the second half. And we'll go through the half-time scores in the National League. And they are as thus. It is Altrincham 0, Notts County 1, Macaulay Langstaff scoring the goal there.
It's a record goal, by the way.
Is it?
He's now scored more goals than anyone in Notts County's history in a single season.
Wow.
He equalled it on Saturday.
What an achievement. I think his price tag might go up in the summer. If anyone's interested in him. Borehamwood 0, Torquay 1, Dorking 1, Southend 0, Halifax 0, Aldershot 0, Gateshead 2, of course, Dagenham and Redbridge 0, Maidstone 1, Bromley 2. They've come from behind there, Bromley. Wealdstone 0, Oldham 1, Woking 0, Barnet 1, who of course we play in the trophy on Saturday, and it's York Scunthorpe 0 down at the York Community Stadium. So let's say at the moment fixtures results going Gateshead's way at the minute, popping the Dorking one above. If it stays like this, Gateshead will be out the relegation zone, but a lot of football to be played, and a team that I expect that will come out and try and fight in the second half, and hopefully with Dagenham and Redbridge they'll get some service up to the big man Effiong.
Yeah, I mean, we said it before half time, didn't we? It just hasn't quite worked for them in the first half. They haven't got to grips with the system of Gateshead. They haven't really shown the energy that Gateshead have shown. But again, as I keep saying, there's enough quality in this side to really threaten Gateshead second half. The next goal in this game is crucial, absolutely crucial. If Gateshead get it, I can honestly see them winning 4 or 5. If they don't, the nerves will set in. There'll be tension in the ground. It'll give Dagenham a boost, and you can see them come back and really threatening. How Gateshead managed the first 15 minutes of the second half is huge. If they can get through at the hour mark where the scoreline's still the same or they've added to it, then it'll be a massive confidence boost. But I honestly think this is one of the biggest 45 minutes of the season.
I think it is, yeah. It's going to be a one that goes a long way to starting the survival bid if they can get out of the relegation zone this evening. Right out, as ever, we do have the Heat Army podcast live on Thursday evening, 8 p.m. We'd love you to join us. We're going to be down at the press conference tomorrow. We'll hopefully get some staff and player interviews, and we'll also have some footage from the actual press conference where local journalists will be asking Mike Williamson, Ian Watson, and maybe one of his other members of coaching staff with him about the impending semi-final.
James Montgomery, I believe.
Is it James Montgomery's going to be there? Is it? So kind of Monty, of course, he is the FA Trophy goalkeeper, and it's been nice that he's been allowed to keep the number 1 jersey in that competition. Of course, he did nothing wrong when he came in after Dan Longley was at the team in goal for Gateshead in the early season. But you know, his penalty heroics would be pretty hard to drop him for the FA Trophy.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big reason why Gateshead are in the semi-final. Not just the penalties, by the way. That save from the sort of 60-yard effort, I think.
Yeah,
I'd probably say it was an outstanding save and probably went under the radar a bit because of the penalties. But you know, Monty's experienced. He's played at a high level. He's got England C experience. He's just a reliable goalkeeper. And I'd be surprised if he doesn't start.
Well, we'll let you know if there is any changes when the teams come back out. All of the substitutes are still out there warming up for both sides. Nobody's been called into the dressing room, so I don't think we'll see any changes from either side. But that said, if there is, we will let you know straight away. Right, as I say, we'd love to hear from you where you listen from the world. We've had lots of messages come in. We've got Philip Riders put up the Yeovil. LOL, thank you for listening in. Obviously, Yeovil on playing tonight, and the 2 Gateshead overtake. If the results stand this way, brilliant half lads. And we've got Great 45 beats EastEnders even. Well, it doesn't take much for that. And Storzinho for a hat trick. There we go. I think the name's going to stick. So I think that's going to be the title on Mark's next article. Nope, it's not. There we go. I tried, people. I tried. Well, that's it. Just the calm before the storm of the second half.
You've got to think as well, by the way, what Gateshead haven't got here today with, obviously Camel Conter not playing and, the lads who are injured who would probably be starting this game. Kenton Richardson, obviously, people like him. It's crazy that the amount of injuries they've had this season and the misfortune that they've had this season, where they've had a bit of momentum and then they've lost a key player and then another one. It's been a strange season. So to even have a chance of staying up, I think they've done brilliantly.
It certainly has, and as I say, we've mentioned many times that the budget here at Gateshead isn't the biggest, and they've had to wheel and deal in the loan market, as we've seen with the players that are on today. But the teams are back out here for the second half. It doesn't look like there's any changes from either side. Gateshead will be shooting towards the River Tyne end this time, and Dagenham towards the Felon end. Here's the referee and his officials coming out onto the pitch, and we will be underway very soon here in the second half. Well, a nervous tension in the Tyne Weir stand. Quite quiet at the moment. A lot of people making their way back to the seats.
Some will call it expectant.
It's a nice way to describe it. There's Marshall being put through his paces from James Montgomery.
One, Dave.
Oh, yeah. He's all right there. Thumbs up. The Dragon Redbridge goalkeeper is just testing out his hamstring there, I think, on a long kick. But we're about to get underway here for the second half. And if you're just tuned in, it's Gateshead 2, Dagenham Redbridge 0. 45 minutes in front of us here, National League action. And Gateshead will be looking to carry on where they left off in the first half. And Dagenham will be looking to get a foothold in this game. As the ball is pinged up towards Dinanga, chases down, headed away. Ward can put it back up towards Dinanga. There's arms all over him there as the ball's cleared. Pani nods it on. That's going to come to Ollie on the edge box. Can he finish it? He hits the post! Oh, just thought that was going to trickle in. But Gateshead starting on fire.
I mean, when he first hit it, by the way, it's going in because we are right behind that. And it's just curled at the last minute and hit the post. It's what a perfect start that would have been.
Well, then plays it into Ollie. Just too much on it there. And going to go behind for a goal kick. But wow. Wasn't expecting to be 15 seconds in and having a chance.
I like the looks of Wern, by the way.
Yeah, he's slotted in, hasn't he?
He's looked good. When he's got on the ball, he looks a threat. He's looked really, really dangerous in key areas, and looks like he's gone knife for a pass as well.
Ball Cleared up by Dagenham. Pye wins the header. I thought it was going to be a coming together there, but it was Phipps that got in front of it. The ball goes out for a throw to Dagenham. I didn't quite see that. I was looking at the other side. I'm guessing it wasn't by Mark's reaction there. As Ling plays the ball forward. Oh, there. Good work from Dan Ward. Story back to Ward. He clears the ball down the pitch. It's going to bounce, and Gator try to apply the pressure on again, and now the ball all the way back to Sturovic. And his kicking seems to be all right there. Pani wins the header, and it's going to be picked up by Vern on the far side. Just creates space for himself. Lovely stuff. And now Gator on the attack down the left-hand side. Played into the centre, a bit blind there by Francis. And Francis dives in for a tackle. But ball cleared by Dagenham. Good win by Pye. Out it goes for a throw.
Very good in the air, Pye, isn't he?
Yeah, he's seems to be doing all right at the minute, doesn't he? On the ground and in the air. The youngster on loan from Stockport County.
And again.
And another win in the air. And we've got to say Stockport will probably be happy with his development this season on loan at Gateshead. There's nice footwork from Gateshead to keep the ball moving again now. Now Ollie, he's got Denanga trying to peel away, pulls it across, lovely stuff. He's just had to hold up his run. And now, good stuff, shot. Oh, hits the other post. Oh, what have Gateshead got to do? They need Story taking these shots as Gateshead just battle to win the ball in defence. And, well, action-packed start here. 3 minutes in, we've hit each post.
Just need a crossbar for the whole set.
Oh, well, can it go in off the crossbars? The ball forward from Whelan. There's too much on it for Ollie to get there, but now they can try and build. There's nice stuff from Dagenham to try and get the ball further up the pitch.
Again. Brilliant.
Bird to Ling. Ling's going to play it back to Phipps. Phipps now, crossfield ball. It's better from Dagenham, getting the ball moving. Hare gets it to Saunders. Saunders inside.
It's the first time, really, they've got the ball down and played this sort of football, and look the better side for it.
They certainly do. As the pressure from Gateshead helps, though, in midfield, as Whelan plays the ball down the line. Didn't go out at all, as there was an appeal. Oh, and Ward comes in. Good stuff from Gateshead. Can he play it into the centre? The man's there. As Vern plays it to Francis. Out Denanga. Denanga back to Francis. Lovely stuff just to control it and keep the ball moving.
Drive.
Pye. He has Pani on the left if he needs him. Goes out to Pani now. Up against Saunders. Cuts back on his right. Can he put the cross into the box? Still driving with the ball, Pani. Plays it all the way back to Story. Shoots. This is the cry. As Pani gets it through there towards Ollie. Just upended. Lost his footing, but Story picks up the ball again. Now, Pani. He's got Vern on the outside, who he uses. It's up against Saunders. Pani will have a little flick now. Can he get the ball in? Pulls it. Oh, he tried to pull it back across there. And now Dagenham on the break as
I'll tell you what, I think
Valent
could be an injury here. I think Stephen Werns went down.
Yeah, he's back up on his feet, but now it's Villett on the ball, lays it off. Robinson, the captain, and he's wanting options. Picks out Saunders. Saunders crosses the ball in. There's Story to clear it. Not fully out the box yet. And now Story nods it down to Ollie. Ollie with a little poke clear. He had to because there's a player there and Gator just nearly intercepted midfield. And now Dagenham with a little bit more pressure. F. Young is wanting the ball coming in towards the back post. There he is. Nods it up in the air. Gator can clear it though. Now Whelan pokes it to Ward. Ward puts it inside. Didn't pick out the passes that he wanted. And that gives Dagenham the opportunity to bring the ball forward again, this time with Saunders. Saunders up against Pani. Pani sticking with him at the moment. In comes the cross. Dangerous. Headed clear now. Whelan clears it by hooker by crook. It's the best part of all, and lovely stuff from...
No, it wasn't.
Wow.
Could see what he was going to do there.
Yeah, he put that shoulder into him there, but if it had come off, it would have been lovely. But we are seeing much better stuff from... Dagenham here, and they had to show something as well. There's now
it's no foul there.
Gateshead come with the ball. Whelan's got space to run into. He needs to pick out the pass to Dinanga. Dinanga puts the ball back way over the head of Ward. Oh, out for a throw. 52 minutes gone. Gateshead 2. Dagenham 0.
I do wonder if there is a slight niggle on Stephen Byrne if you may see Adam Campbell come on.
Oh, might we see young Ollie Thompson? There's the ball. Hair from distance shot. I thought it took a deflection there, but past the post it went. Goal kick to Gateshead.
I think he's let Gates off a little bit there. I've got to be honest. They were well set up for an attack. Plenty of options in the final third. I don't really think it was necessary.
Well, Philip Ryder's put, come on, Heed, stop scoring, give Yeovil a chance.
Careful.
Whelan plays it across to Tinkler. Tinkler, better pressure off the ball from Dagenham Redbridge, but that's a ball for Dinanga. He's going to get there. He's done well. He's going to take it towards the corner flag, and good tackle from the defender.
Done very well there.
Well, another opportunity for Gateshead to get the ball in the box from a long throw. Greg Ollie. Gateshead's number 10 and captain.
Here comes the
Story. Goes short to Ward. Ward gives it back to... Oh, they tried to get it back there now. On the breakers. Oh, and well, Whelan brought down Effiong there. And
he's not going to book him, surely.
Can't be the first booking of the game.
No, I think they had a lot book.
Well, someone just saying you can't book him because his missus has just had a baby. Congratulations to the Whelan family. And of course, Robbie Tinkler as well. He's expecting a baby boy. He is. Yes, he's completed the set.
He is.
Well, yeah, well, you know, he put the work in to make the baby, so you know he got it. He made it. Sorry, Mrs. Tinkler. As the ball goes up towards Ward, bounces out off the back of Velat's head. As a proud dad, I know his dad's put the shift in.
I'm saying nothing.
My wife doesn't listen. It's all right. As the ball is going to go up towards Panny. Beaten to it, but he gets the second ball. Francis brings it down. Was he fouled? Referee says yes. Sagaf just come in a little bit late, and Francis is down on the ground.
Must be, you know, it's at the stage now with Gateshead. Whenever a player goes down and stays down for a second, you worry because of the injuries. Now even the manager's got one.
Yeah, well, Cow Daly's put him a bag of nerves and we're 2-0 up. Come on, lads, says Sean Parry. Story pings the ball up towards Ward. Ward was battling the ball.
It's not going.
What's happening there? Well, the referee linesman took his time there and he was right next to it. We have a throw in here. 55 minutes gone. If you all just joined us here at Gateshead National Stadium, either on National League TV or on the Heed Army podcast, 2-0 to Gateshead. Story with both the goals. But now Vern plays it through to Ollie. Right-hand side of the box. He's going to have to just correct himself. Pulls it back across. Oh, taken away from Dinanga. Phipps had to get onto that. And Ward battling with Sagaf there. Ball up to the far side. Ball forward now. Too much on it. And Velet didn't have a chance with that. But Gateshead will be happy with the way things are going. But Dagenham and Redbridge definitely showing a little bit more here in the second half, and a hell of a scoreline coming around the internationals. If you've got a coupon and you've put Spain to win, you at the minute you're losing. As Scotland are 2-0 up. The new superpower from the world of football, Scotland.
And like Gavin Webster here, you say that.
Yeah. Okay, so just slowing it down somewhat. Marshall pings the ball up towards Panny. Didn't quite get there, but gets up and pick up the second ball. Panny puts it up to, Piper up to Ollie. Got it to Dinanga. Good. Dinanga's touched to Vern, and there was a foul there on Dinanga, who's caught late by Sagaf. And was it I think it was Sagaf, was it? No, it was Effion, I think. He's come in late and he's down, holding his...
Effion's here.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's Manny.
Oh, yeah, Honorese. Harrell. I followed the ball. I didn't see him actually clatter into him there, but yellow card.
Been really impressed with Denanga tonight. I think his work rate's been phenomenal. He's led the line really well.
It's an all-round forward performance. He drops back. He does the dirty work. He tries to lay it off. He isn't selfish. And when he gets an opportunity to score, he'll go for it. But when he hit the post earlier on, but the ball comes in now. Story nods it forward to Denanga. Denanga holds it up. He's got a man on his back. Oh, and it's Panny, was he brought down there in the box? The referee says no. Story has the ball. Left-hand side. Near the touchline. Vern shows for him. Plays it. Oh, he thinks the ball over towards Ollie. There's nearly. Oh, now Gator pick up on the edge of the box. Oh, the ball from Whelan. Just didn't find somebody. And Pye can. Oh, he does well under pressure. And Whelan just pokes it back to Tinkler. Tinkler over ball to Whelan. Ward plays the ball forward and can it get through?
Just going to skip on there.
Just seemed to hold up on the pitch somewhat there. Gator going to pick up the ball now, though, as Denanga tries to lay it back. Just that touch is eluding Gateshead at the moment. It's a bit of a hot potato.
It's a work rate again. It's phenomenal from Gateshead.
Just forcing Dagenham to make a straight pass as Francis plays it inside to Story. Now Pye has the opportunity to carry it forward. Drives with the ball. Driving down the left. He's got the overlap if he wants it. Puts it out to Panny. Panny has Vern down the line. Plays it inside to Francis, though. Francis has Denanga just in front of him, but he's marked. Cross to Ward. Ward takes it inside. Lays it off to Denanga. Lovely little flick. Just didn't get there. And now they need to get the ball moving forward, Dagenham, if they want to get a break on here. And lovely stuff from Ollie. Puts the ball out for a throw.
Do you know what I can't understand, right? Connor Fanny is getting down the left-hand side, and every single time he's got down the left-hand side, he's cutting inside his right foot. Yet Dagenham Reverie just still showing him on his right-hand side, even though it's quite obvious that he's right foot.
It's it's been repeated that obviously his weaker foot is his left foot, but they're not taking advantage of that, trying to force him onto it. But it just feels a little bit sluggish from midfield. But as I say, Sagaf now just correcting me in mid-sentence, but their distribution in midfield's just been a little bit sluggish.
That's not the worst.
There's a ball over the top now. Denanga, he's on the edge of the box. Keeper's back. He's just had to hold it up. He's done well though. Denanga goes for the shot. It comes back to him. Gateshead lays it forward to Ward. Ward goes for a shot and pulled it well wide. But Denanga battling to the end. And it's just keep falling back to him there.
Yeah, against his work rates, his persistence, his pace to get him behind. He's shown everything that you would want from a number 9.
Well, at this moment, Dagenham need to change into another gear here. 60 minutes gone, 2-0 to Gateshead. Louis Story, both goals in the first half. Pye wins yet another header. Gateshead need to get to the second ball, but Ling puts it forward. Ling receives the ball again out to Effion. Effion trying to juggle the ball past, and Gateshead trying to drive it forward. A little bit messy in midfield. Capitalised by Dagenham Redbridge. Get it out to Saunders on the right-hand side. Inside to Bird. Bird out to Saunders. Gateshead just intercepted midfield too easy, and now they're on the break as Vern drives forward with the ball. He's got Ollie and Denanga in front of him. A lot of shirts there. He's going to go for a shot himself. It's deflected up. It's going to fall to Whelan, though. And Whelan, well done. He knew what he was doing.
Very well done.
As the ball's out now to Panny. Panny needs to drive. It cuts on his right. Goes for the shot. Deflected. It's up in the air. Vern with a shot. Into the side netting. And, well, Gateshead, they just still keep plugging away there and finding opportunities.
I think we are going to see Sydney Ivy coming on. Ivy.
Dare I say, will they go a little bit more direct? I'm guessing he's a forward. Ivy is going to come on for Bird.
2 up front, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of height in that forward line now with Ivy and Effiong.
There's one of the Gateshead substitutes just goes down the tunnel there. Must be a toilet stop. Are we going to see the introduction of Aaron Martin soon? At the moment, you wouldn't change a thing, Mark.
I would possibly think about getting Wern off.
Yeah.
And possibly bringing Adam Campbell on that left-hand side, or swapping him and Dan Ward.
Well, as you say that, by magic, there goes Adam Campbell now trotting down the line to warm up. Do you think Mike's listening to us in an earpiece?
No. He's got sense.
Not that all you listeners and viewers haven't got sense, by the way. Fancy insulting all of our audience there, Mark. Through in front of the Gateshead dugout. Tinkler. Burns in space in the centre. The referee's in the way. Gets the ball. He's got Panny over there if he wants to keep the ball moving. Just played it behind him, but Panny can adjust. And now Gateshead will build through Francis. Back to Pye. Pye drives with the ball. Ball goes out to play on the far side. Couldn't be kept in by Panny.
It's a really good game at left back or left wing back, hasn't he, Panny?
Especially when we think of him as a midfield player. But as you say, sometimes the opportunity arises and you can make a spot your own. And at the moment, with the injuries, he's slotted in there and looked capable.
I just think the sort of three centre backs has worked really well. And Panny getting forward has been excellent. He's really been a threat.
Well, now ball up towards Panny. It's going to get to him. Lovely touch. He's driving towards the edge of the box. Just cuts inside as he has done all game. Lays it to Ollie. Lovely stuff. Vern, can he finish it? Throw past the post. It was beautiful. The build up.
Do you know what? I know why he's had a shot there, but he's just got a late at Denanga. Denanga's 6 yards out with an absolute tap in, and I think Denanga's really unhappy. However, going back to the positives, that was beautiful football. Really lovely pass from Greg Ollie. Wern's made a great run, kept himself on side. Going back to the initial first touch as well, by the way, by Panny. It's such a good move. But I do think Werner, he's just got to be a little bit less selfish then.
Can understand why he did it. Ian Watson was applauding from the dugout there. He appreciated the move from Gatesheaders. Nice stuff from Tinkler. A little bit of argy-bargy, but Tinkler held his ground and seen the ball out.
Tinks have been excellent tonight, by the way. For a really good game.
64 minutes. See, 2-0 to Gateshead.
You just don't want to rue these chances that ball still on the pitch, by the way.
Yeah.
You don't want to rue these chances. That's the problem. Gateshead should be 4-5 up.
Yeah, and say Dagenham, they can score goals. Let's not be fooled as the ball goes all the way through to Sturovic. Headed on. Saunders chases it down, plays the ball into the centre. There's Marshall unchallenged. That's the type of thing they need to do. They got to move it down quick into the flanks and into the area because you've got the M2 target men and they need deliveries.
Well, it's got to go more direct now, hasn't it? It's got to go into the two big lads up top.
It's now Ward who's battling. That just goes out behind him. Ling did well to put him off. Ling takes the throw. Effion played it somewhat blind there, but Gateshead managed to pass it back to Marshall. There's been a lot of no-look passes today from both sides. Some have come off, some haven't. Effion just beaten to the ball, but the ball bounced away from Tinkler. Ling quickly takes the throw. Lovely stuff from Gateshead to win the ball back, and Ollie plays it inside there. The wheeling, was he fouled? Referee says no. Gateshead get the ball though. They're on the attack. Ollie, he's got Ward to his right. Who he uses? Denanga. Ollie in the middle. Ward still going. Twist and turn, just ran into his man, and it's been cleared. But Tinkler's going to keep it in and play it down the line. Can Ward keep it in? It's just going to roll away from him. That's been a little bit much. But I thought the ball inside there was the one to Francis. Wow.
Yeah, it's Denanga's made another great run, by the way, not being found, bless him. But Greg Ollie's played a great game tonight, by the way, playing just in behind. Been a constant threat. It's a foul.
Well, it certainly looked like a push from Effion as Ollie gets the header, but nobody there. Out it goes just at the Gateshead dugout.
I just think Adam Campbell's pace would threaten things a bit more.
It certainly would. I mean, Vern, he's come in, he's slotted in. He's looked pretty good at the moment as Gateshead under pressure. Story, lovely stuff. Good defending, just got his body in the way. Marshall was there to slip in, but Gateshead on the attack again through Francis. Driving forward, Pye lays it off. Vern to Panny. Panny just plays it inside to Whelan. Nothing silly from Gateshead. Vern. Got Panny in support, who he uses. Panny has to... Oh, he just dances past his man.
Brilliant.
Plays it all the way back to Story. Pie inside the Gateshead half. Drives over the halfway line. Lays it back to Whelan. Whelan's going to pick it out to Ward. Ward's in space.
Oh,
Lovely
what a
little
ball
touch.
that is.
And Ollie now in there. Can he lay it off? Wally's still going. Can he lay it off to Denanga? Oh, what a finish! He kept going.
Brilliant.
And he hit it on his left. Straight to the back of the net. Denanga was waiting there, but Ollie had other ideas, and the captain makes it 3-0.
Unbelievable goal. What a finish. You know, you're waiting for him to hit it. You're waiting for him to hit it. And he's just timed it perfectly. The goalkeeper, I think from what I can see, has taken a step the wrong way, and he's got himself off balance, which is why he can't get back and get the save. But brilliant goal. Such a great ball into Greg Ollie as well. Fully deserved of that. And Gateshead, we have to say, fully deserved to be 3-0.
I mean, the ball fruit Ollie was really good, but the work he had to do on the end of that was something else. I mean, at first I thought he had overhit it. I thought Denanga had got himself behind a man, but what do we know? He knows how to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, the one thing I've learned with Greg Ollie is he just keeps bouncing back. You know, you think what he's been through in his career, and he's always come back better. And you know, I think by his own admission, he maybe hasn't hit the levels that he thought he would this season, but he certainly has tonight.
Well, let's see. We're just having a little look around at the moment. Get some scores. We'll correct. We'll update you on that when there's a break in play. I've just knocked the mic there. Apologies. As Story heads it clear, Dagenham now have to drive forward. But Story's over there. Look at that. Plays it off the Dagenham play out. It goes for a Gateshead throw. We'll quickly go through some scores. It's 2-0 to Nottingham Forest at Notts County. They'd be very angry if they heard
There's
that.
a mistake you don't want to make.
Yeah, they'd be very angry. It's Alton 0, Notts County 2. Bournemouth 0, Torquay 1, Dorking 1, South End 1, Halifax 1, Aldershot 0. It is Gateshead 3, Down Redbridge 0. It's Bromley 2, Maidenhead Bromley 2, Wheelstone 2, Oldham 2, Woking 1, Barnet 1, and it's 0-0 at Scunthorpe. But Gateshead, that's the only result we care about at the moment. They're winning 3-0, and they're on the attack again as Francis gives it to Ollie. Ollie back to Francis. Sorry, it's Whelan, not Francis. Now, Ollie plays it back to Story. And one thing as well you've got to look at as well at the league table at the bottom, Gateshead's goal difference is one of the better ones, and a 3-0 scoreline as it stands, if it stays like this, is a massive shot in the arm for that tight the relegation battle that is happening down at the bottom end of the National League. But Gateshead still on the attack, driving forward. There we go. Can he lay it off? He can, and Panny, he's up against him. He's got past his man, puts the cross in, deflecting out for a corner. But Pye, driving runs, helping create things.
It's been a feature of the game, hasn't it? He's broke forward from that left-sided centre-back position. Gateshead fully deserved to be 3-0 up here, by the way. Really disappointed with Dagenham. That'll not be easy for the supporters to hear, but
I was expecting a harder challenge, and just from their league position alone.
Just haven't got into stride, have they?
Not at all, but they're going to make another substitution here, Dagenham. And it looks like it's number 21. It's Long King that's going to be coming on, but Gateshead on the attack. As Tinkler goes from distance, it's deflected out. But Tinkler is going to see that to Pye. Pye's ball to Ward, and he puts it back up to where it came. And he's onside Vern. Vern, can he lay it off? He's still in the box. He's twisting and turning in the corner of the box. Lays it back to Francis.
Dave, I've got a question for you.
Yep.
Gateshead get a penalty. Was Louis Story taken? It's a random one.
I'd say yes, but you'd like your striker Denanga to keep on with the goals as well, wouldn't you? But we'll see what happens as Story trots back as he's been venturing up the pitch there.
It's a great game, by the way, away from the two goals.
Yeah. Say both the centre-backs have been calm and composed. Say three centre-backs should really say, because it's three at the back with the two wing-backs in Panny and Ward. Of course, both not natural defenders, playing a very good system at the moment as Panny gets the ball, plays inside to Vern. He's already on just got closed down there, but Panny was on the break. Ollie receives the ball in the halfway line, gives it back to Story. Ball over the top
He's in.
now, and he's in space. Can he get in front of his man? He can. Keeper comes there. And it's the communication at the back for Dagenham. We've seen a few incidences in the first 5 minutes, and it reared its head again there. But they're going to bring on David Long King here for Mario Villette, and they need something to spark the game into life for themselves.
They do. I mean, I know you normally ask for man of the match. I don't think you're going to have to tonight.
Yeah,
because I think Louis Story's been phenomenal. I mean, that ball over the top there was phenomenal. Just a slight touch too much on it.
Well, Gateshead got the game back underway. Tinkler tried to play it inside to Whelan.
Handball.
Well, Sagaf has danced around, kept the ball over the top, looking for Eby. Pye wins the header though. Tinkler nods it on. Sagaf picks it up midfield and gets it forward, but Tinkler puts it over the top, and Dinanga was about to try and sprint for it until he realised it was a thunderous ball forward.
The big thing Gates had the one now is a clean sheet, wasn't it?
Without a doubt. 3 points is the most important thing, but just as I mentioned before, it is very tight down the bottom. Pani just kept past his man. It's very tight down the bottom, and goal difference could come into it. There's the ball forward there. Ollie picks it up now. Dinanga. His touch to Pani wasn't the greatest, and it was intercepted. And Effiong just hasn't been his night tonight. I mean, I know he blocked that one there, but not much has come off for the big man. Well, he's got a throw for his team.
Right, the referee.
No.
Go back 10 yards.
Well, he's taking it. Robinson plays the ball across there to Hare. He's got time to pick out a pass. He puts it in now towards the big man. And Tinkler just nods it behind him. Still in play though, Ling. And now ball played forward, but Tinkler's there to intercept and puts it out. No nonsense defending. We mentioned Dagenham had that in the first half. Gator just doing it now.
Yeah, again, the intensity and work rate that you expect of Gator just hasn't dropped at all in this game. We're going into the last 15 minutes soon, and it's just been the same from minute one. And it's not just players in key areas; it's everyone. It's right away from 1 to 11.
Just as I mentioned there, things aren't coming off Effiong there. That ball cannoned off his ankle and out for a throw, and he just lifted his arms aloft in the air, and it's just been one of those nights for him, hasn't it? But don't rule him out. We're going to see the ball must have been deflated. I think I want a different one.
He's also stole about 6-7 yards in that ball.
It's crafty, isn't it? And another 6 as the ball goes forward.
It's on the edge of their box.
Well, Whelan pings the ball up the top. Dinanga will chase it down.
He's in trouble.
He's making the defender. Oh, what was that? Well, he got away with it, the defender, but that's a lovely touch from Whelan. Francis out to Pani. Pani needs some support. Back to Francis. Francis looks up as soon as he gets the ball. Pani.
The two midfielders have been great, by the way, Francis and Whelan. They're putting a real shift.
And it's been one of those seasons where things haven't went our way, and some players have come in for stick since they've come in, and I think we've seen the best of Ed Francis today. I think he may have put some of them naysayers to bed. I'd say I've been impressed with him so far, but this is definitely his best performance. As Marshall tries to pick out the run of Ollie, Ling wins the header. Can it be picked up by a Gated shirt? It can. Whelan kicked it forward. Gator just seemed to be everywhere at the minute getting the ball.
Do you know, I was thinking that earlier on. Whenever a Dagenham player's got the ball, he must be sick of the sight of Gateshead player because they're in and around them constantly. It's a great ball.
Tinkler chests it down under pressure from Effiong, and Effiong, that just sums up Effiong night. It's a frustrated night. It was a clumsy, tired challenge.
Just clumsy.
Yeah.
Full stop. We're going to see a sub from Gateshead. Someone's
I think
coming
we
on.
are. Yeah, I think we are going to see a substitution.
I wonder if it might be called Magny now.
Possibly. I wonder if we might even see the youngster Ollie Thompson, I think this would be the game to bleed him in, especially if he is going to possibly be involved. And I haven't updated the score on the screen. Apologies, everybody. Too excited. As Gateshead now building with the ball. Just dispossessed. Eby plays it forward. Effiong now in a foot race. Tinkler. Well, Effiong just give up there. I mean, I know the ball was going out.
He's got no chance.
Yeah. Well, apologies there on the YouTube stream. We had it as 2-0 still, but Mark was here to save the day and get it up there.
I can't take the credit for that. There was a comment came in.
Was it? All right, apologies.
Alan Guest, thank you very much.
It is going to be Carl Magny that is coming on, and he's coming on for Dan Ward. So I hazard a guess that Tinkler might go right wing back and Magny drop back into the centre back's position. but we'll see when that is confirmed as Gateshead nod the ball on to Ward. Ward still got a chance to be involved in something, and the ball out to Ollie from Verno was just a little bit too strong, and that will be the last that we see of Dan Ward this evening. He's had a good game, been involved in a lot of build-up play, and we're going to see Carl Magny enter the fray now. Good round of applause from Dan Ward from the Tyne Weir stand. And just while we've got a little break in play, we'd love to see you here on Saturday in the Tyne Weir stand as Angelo Ballant comes on for George Saunders while Ward comes off. So 2 substitutions there, 1 for each side. Remember, get your tickets. They're available online for the FA Trophy semi-final. Gateshead 90 minutes potentially from Wembley.
Tell you what, for a play like this, they'll get Bonnet some game.
Substitution for Gateshead.
Ball over the top now. Dinanga chasing it down. Good defending there. He just gone over the ball. The clearance wasn't good. Vern puts it out to Dinanga. Dinanga's going to pick out Ollie on the corner of the box. Back to Dinanga.
Nice.
Gateshead just keeping the ball moving, keeping it inside the Dagenham Redbridge half, as that ball there wasn't the greatest to Ollie. And I think it is Robbie Tinkler has one at the right wing back position. Very capable in that position. Magny going to take through. There's now Ollie gets it back to Magny. Magny holds the ball up well, keeping it going forward. Does he go for a shot himself? He does. Curling one. Didn't get the power on it, but just for a second.
Yeah. See what he's trying to do there. He's trying to angle it in far post, isn't he?
He's trying to show Story he's not the only one that can score some good goals. As Story goes up, didn't go off the ground as Evie was coming in, but he didn't direct it anywhere. And, Saunders just goes down the tunnel there. Hasn't been a great night for him. But we enter the last 11 minutes here. Story dinks a ball up there towards Tinkler, who nodded it down. Oh, and the ball back to the keeper. He clears it though. Gets to pick it up in midfield through Francis. Francis gets past his man. Was he fouled? Yes. The referee brings the game to a halt for this free kick. Once again, to everyone that is viewing and listening, thank you very much for joining us here this evening. We appreciate all the comments and messages that have been sent in from around the world.
Aaron Martin coming on.
Aaron Martin looking to get some minutes in the tank before the semi-final because Dinanga is unavailable. As the ball goes up towards Story, can he nod it across? Just for a second, we might have seen that hat-trick. And, Evie brings the ball down, drives with it, still going, gets the ball to Effiong. This is better from them there. And that's the tackle from Pye. And, I hazard a guess that Lewis Story will get man of the match. But Pye, if it wasn't for those 2 goals, I think would be right in the mix for that.
100% agree with that. 100% agree.
Well,
Greg
Ollie is going to come off, the captain, goal scorer.
So I'd imagine Wern will go into the sort of number 10 role.
Robbie Tinkler takes the captain's armband. Not a bad stand in. As Greg Ollie gets a stand ovation from the Tyne Weir stand as he leaves the pitch. He's been involved in everything and even got himself on the score sheet with the 3rd. Aaron Martin now comes on. 10 minutes remain, but Dagenham Redbridge have a corner here. His first involvement will be defending.
It's be a threat, by the way.
Well, Evie's up there. Effiong. Their target men. And they go deep. Marshall fists it clear. Gateshead looked to nod it clear. Robinson puts it back out to Hare. Hare's touch just wasn't the greatest, but he managed to get it in. But Gateshead can clear. Story just lays it off to Whelan. Whelan, if he looks to, he's got a runner in the middle through Martin. Dinanga brings it down. He's got Panny on the far side. Lovely stuff from Gateshead, keeping the ball moving. Panny drives into the box. Can he go for a shot from the edge? He can. Past the post as well.
You'd absolutely love to see Conor Panny get a goal tonight, wouldn't you? He's been brilliant. He's had a really good game at left wing back. And, we said about injuries and such like, and open up opportunities, and he's really taken his tonight.
Well, we've had a message from Mick Scully here. We've got a lot. I'm sorry if I haven't read them all out, but he's got, come on, Aaron, get a goal and get your confidence up for the weekend. Of course,
100%,
Aaron yet to
100%.
open his account here, and hopefully it would be a nice way for him to go into the weekend as the ball goes through to Magni, who sees it out for a throw. Oh, referee. Does he give it to Dagenham? What's going on here? He's give the throw in to Dagenham. Well, a little bit of confusion there between the officials.
I mean, even Dagenham weren't appealing for it.
No, they didn't. Yeah. Ling plays it to Effiong. Effiong. Oh,
Don't foul.
Clumsy tackle. Credit Effiong stayed on. Hare puts a cross in there.
That's awful.
But Marshall seen that coming and slows it down.
So just looking at the formation, actually, it looks like Aaron Martin's maybe playing in behind.
Yeah, he's slipped into where Ollie was, hasn't he? There's a ball up. Denanga's going to chase this one down. Martin trying to get the follow-up, but it's been hooked clear. Whelan brings it down. Story to Tinkler. Tinkler will keep that moving to... Oh, lovely stuff. Martin released it and moved. Ball up the top to Martin. Martin holds the ball up well. He's under pressure. Manages to get it to Tinkler. Tinkler just plays it inside there to Vern. Vern lays it off to Martin. And Martin keeps the ball moving. Good stuff. Nice on the eye from Gateshead. And the scoreline reflects that at the moment. As Pye
It's all right.
just calmly plays it back to Marshall. And Marshall just calm as you like, plays it back to Pye. Pye can carry the ball forward if he wishes, but I think he's going to pick out a pass to a teammate, puts it back to Marshall.
It is one of these horrible buzzwords and phrases in football, but Gateshead's game management has been brilliant tonight. They've managed difficult situations, not that they've had many, but they've managed them really well.
You know, and you can see that they picked up the second ball, but it was the pressure. It wasn't the bounce of the ball going to a Gateshead player. They've really worked hard on it now, but Tinkler has the ball. Martin shows for space in the centre. He's got a man on. He had a lot of people shouting man on there, but Tinkler gets in front of his man. Oh, well, hasn't been given as a foul.
Good ball.
Oh, lovely ball from Martin to dink it up to Old Vern, and the throw goes out for Gateshead in front of the Gateshead dugout. And the tempo hasn't dropped, really. It's still very much on the front foot.
Quick reminder that the 50-50 prize has not yet been picked up. 386.
Your number, Dave?
Didn't get one, unfortunately. 84 minutes. Gateshead winning 3-0. Lewis Story double and Greg Ollie with the third. As Gateshead, lack of communication sees a throw go to Dagan Redbridge, but they haven't done much with it as Gateshead try and get this ball forward as the ball skims over there.
Let's just pretend he meant that.
Yeah. It worked out fortunately for Gateshead, but now Whelan in the centre. He's got Tinkler to pick out here in space, who he uses. Tinkler calmly plays it back to Story.
There are times tonight when you think Gateshead had an extra player on the pitch, by the way, such as the options available to man on the ball.
And, I'm always very cautious of, obviously, we're Gateshead commentary, of course, I support Gateshead, but, today, Dagenham just haven't shown up. I think that's plain and simple. I was expecting a lot more from a team higher up the league with still a chance of the playoffs. They still do have a chance, but tonight, Gateshead have really put a shift in. They've played attractive, lovely, high-tempo, pressured football, and it's paid off. But now Dagenham trying to get something on the far side. There's lovely tackle from Story. Does he keep it in? No, he doesn't. But yeah, it's you can't hide from it today. Dagenham haven't had the greatest of nights.
They haven't, but they haven't made things happen for themselves yet. They've still got 5 minutes to try and get something, even just a consolation goal. But they are better than this.
In comes across, but there is the clearance from Magnate. Lovely stuff from Denanga. Tries to turn his man, and the defenders will be glad to see the back of him tonight.
Just to let you know that the 50-50 prize is now being claimed.
Ooh. Well, somebody's won. Story's there just to calmly pass it back to Marshall. Gateshead just pass it around Pye to Story.
There's been a bit of a swagger about Gateshead tonight. that we haven't seen a lot this season.
And deservedly so. I mean, the swagger's well deserved tonight.
Just keep going. You're being
Pye
closed down.
drives, still driving with the ball, gives it to Dinanga. Dinanga gets space, goes for the shot.
Could
Save!
save that, you know.
And now Vern can keep it in. Lovely footwork. We've seen a lot of that tonight. Tinkler wins a throw in here on our right-hand side.
That's a lovely double touch.
Oh, wasn't it?
We're going to see young Ollie Thompson.
We are Ollie Thompson, the youngster who made his debut in the FA Trophy a couple of weeks ago.
Stephen Wern, maybe.
Yeah, Stephen Wern is coming off. What an impressive home debut we've had from Vern. He's been everywhere, like most of the players out there tonight. What a shift he's put in. He's just slotted in like a Lego piece, hasn't he, into this Gateshead side?
He really has. He's really impressed. He's good use of the ball. Should have scored as well. But it looks like he's played at Gateshead all his life after that sort of performance.
Well, Ollie Thompson comes on, and I think the roof would come off if the young man was able to put the ball in the back of the net.
44, Stephen Wern, being replaced by number 39, Ollie
Tinkler. Oh, Francis on the overlap. Can he pull it across? Oh, just want to take too many touches there. And now Dagenham can just clear the ball, but only as far as Story. Lovely touch to bring it down. Laid off by Aaron Martin.
Very
and
good,
Gateshead
very good.
still able to pass the ball around. Dagenham sitting very deep now. Tired legs in the away shirts. Dinanga lays it off. Gateshead just passed the ball. They've let the ball do the work a lot tonight. Although that one there, fortunate, just isn't Dagenham's night. It hasn't set up for them at all.
Well, even Gateshead's mistakes are falling to Gateshead players, aren't they? Really high line from Gateshead.
Well, Marshall up towards Pani. Pani wins the header, couldn't direct it anywhere, but nodded away. It's going to fall to Gateshead again. Didn't fall to another shirt. It's just went a little bit scrappy. You understand though. So into the last minute.
Fueled by Villaforte. For Gateshead number 10, Greg Ollie.
Oh,
that's a contentious one, isn't it?
Oh, poor Louis Story.
Well, I mean, Greg had a fine game. Obviously, great game. But I would have went with the two goals in the first half myself, and the fine defensive display in the second half. As Martin didn't win the header, but it's going to fall to Tinkler. Tinkler puts it forward. Dinanga tries to control it, and he's still got the ball. Oh, and Martin battling for it there, and the ball has went out for a Gateshead throw here on the right hand side. We're about to be into the final minute in 10 seconds time.
Right. Well, I'm going to give Louis some credit, and he gets the podcast man match.
He does
quite comfortably as well.
Dare I say, it'll be a never-ending story of controversy.
No, you won't say that. You absolutely won't say that at all.
Aaron Martin picks the ball at the edge of the box, just lays it off though. We're into the final minute here. 45 seconds of normal time remain. We can see the fourth official is with the board. I think we'll have 3 or 4 minutes. 3 minutes it's going to be, but we're still 30 seconds remain of normal time. Gateshead still on the ball.
There's no panic. There's no need to. Just
enjoy it. Back to Marshall.
Just enjoy it.
Whelan.
This will serve as a warning sign to Barnet, by the way, because they'll be keeping an eye on it. They say they've probably got someone here tonight.
Well, Whelan laid the ball off, and Ollie Thompson plays it across there, keeping the ball going. Magnier drives forward with the ball, gives it to Tinkler. Inside to Martin. We're into that 3 minutes of stoppage time now. Francis, he was wanting the run there from
there will be a minimum of 3 minutes
his teammate, but at the moment, nothing silly.
I was thinking games like this, you want to end because you get the points, but Gateshead won't want this to end because they're enjoying themselves.
Look at that, Francis puts the ball forward, a lovely ball puts it across. Oh, Dinanga was there waiting. Ball out for a throw to Gateshead. Can we have a grandstand finish with a fourth goal?
This could be the right result at the right time, in terms of confidence. Not just in terms of Saturday, in terms of the FA Trophy semi-final, in terms of the battle against relegation and everything. It's just been a perfect night.
It certainly has. Well, Tinkler The ball aloft above his head. Want people to move for him. Martin receives the ball. Was he fouled? No. He went down in installments there. You've seen them given, but it's a throw to Dagenham. Launch this up the line from Ling. Effion, ball only finds its way through to Story, and Story can pass it back to. And then just the intelligent move from Story to move into space for the ball to come back. Ball over the top. Denanga's going to chase for that as well. And the defenders are going to have to hair.
Oh, they didn't have a clue. Did they?
Wow,
No clue what they were doing there. There's no communication.
Hasn't been the greatest night for the Dagenham back four. Gateshead get the ball forward as Martin tries. Oh, he nearly got past the defender there. As Gateshead can just pass it around and.
Turn.
Oh, lovely turn, Ollie. He's running with the ball. Does very well with the man on his back. Ollie gives it to Tinkler. Tinkler.
Just start again,
you know, just off the ball there. Ollie Thompson, this player trying to rough him up, and he was giving it back there, just standing his ground. Well done off Martin.
That's a corner, by the way. That looked like it came back off him. Good pressure from Martin, though.
It certainly is. Well, hazard a guess of a minute left here. If that referee's looking at both watches there. Hopefully he can tell the time. But this result will see Gateshead climb out of the relegation zone. And a performance to match the occasion tonight. As Magne nods the ball, then boots it forward. Denanga tried to get on the end of it. And referee still looks at his watch. There's still time to play it. Hare plays it down the line. Robinson was going to chase onto it, but Pye again gets there, plays down the line. Brilliant. There's the full-time whistle. Gateshead climb out of the relegation zone with a great 3-0 win over Dagenham and Redbridge. There was some good goals and there was some stories to be told. As Mark just cringes at that one, but in all seriousness, though, from front to back, from wing to wing, it was a solid, beautiful performance.
It was a proper team performance, a complete performance. The passing was good, the movement was good, the finishing was excellent. It could have been 5 or 6 in the end. You know, the chances Gateshead created, just a brilliant all-round display, and sets them up nicely. The one thing we should say, didn't have to use Adam Campbell, so have him fresh for Saturday. You know, like I say, Monty might come in. Just a great night for Gateshead, and one that they need to use to build the momentum for Saturday and build the momentum for the rest of the season.
That's it as well. Mark, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much to all of you that have tuned in, whether on National League TV streaming service or if you're on the YouTube or Facebook with the Heed Army podcast. We appreciate every last one of you, and also thank you to any Dagenham fans that interacted and listened in tonight. It wasn't your night tonight, but I'm sure you'll still give it a good fight in towards the end of the season for those playoff spots. Going forward to Gateshead, of course, we are bringing you full match commentary here of Gateshead versus Barnet in the FA Trophy semi-final here at Gateshead International Stadium. We will love you to be with us as well. And wow, what a result coming in from down in Lancashire. The Blythe Spartans are beating AFC Fylde. Oh, it's the lesser of two evils. Who do you want to lose? But on the Gateshead side of things, join us on 8 p.m. Thursday night, Heed Army podcast. We'll be talking to someone from the club, hopefully. We have some interviews from the press conference, and it's going to be all positives. Let's fill this stand here. Let's fill another stand for the FA Trophy semi-final. We've got to be loud. We've got to be proud. We've got to be the Heed Army.